Ron Hextall's under the weather tonight. He has the flu. Garth Snow gets his first start of the year, and he was impressive last year. There's the numbers. Opposed by the Kings backup, he is Byron Dafoe getting his first start of the year. Again, last year's numbers. Byron Dafoe and Garth Snow in goal here tonight. Let's go up to the booth now. Gary Dornhofer with the Chrysler keys to the game.
Thanks, Ken. As far as Garth Snow is concerned, it's his first start. You want to give him some protection. He might be a little nervous. Let him handle the puck. Don't give him any difficult saves to make early in the game. The power play, the Flyers are starting to get some good chances, but more guys getting in front, more shots from the point. For LA, it's back-to-back games. They might be a little tired. Now's the time to jump on them. So that means a strong forechecking game by the Flyers.
Underway, game 3 of the Flyers season, all here at the Coors State Center thus far, as Dykos gives the puck to Renberg. Renberg, Brind'Amour, and Leclaire. The opening line for the Flyers as Svoboda drills the puck in. Peter Klima is out with Dmitry Kristich and Ed Olchuk for the Kings. The puck bouncing to the side of the net. Defoe jabbing it toward the corner boards. Brind'Amour after it there, and he has it. Brind'Amour will just fling it to the corner. Rob Blake, fine defenseman, injury plagued, but still one of the better ones in the NHL. Couldn't clear. Dykos with a pass for Brind'Amour. Brind'Amour back behind the net to Leclaire. Leclaire waiting, trying to center it. Got to the crease, but Defoe able to jab it away. Early pressure by the Flyers as Renberg gets back to Svoboda. Winding and firing. Save Defoe. Rebound Brind'Amour, and he was tied up. He could only steer it back into the pads of Defoe, but good chances early for the Flyers.
Now for Coach Terry Murray to put this line on the ice. A lot of skill, a lot of hard-working guys, and you always want to get off to a good start, and the Flyers do exactly that. Rod Brind'Amour was hooked from behind as he was going for that loose puck, and then he was looking to see where the official was. Perhaps he had drawn a penalty, but that was not to come. But now's the time for the Flyers to keep this streak going at home, because next week they embark on a 3-game road trip, so win those home games.
Flyers with the road game, their first of the year on the island Saturday night. One more home game against Calgary Sunday, and then the road trip that Gary mentioned. Kings get the puck out of the zone for the first time, and Kevin Stevens picks up the puck. Stevens centering and unable to get to it. With the teammate Ferraro, he was tied up by Haller. The puck sent back through the slot. Kings looking for it. Stevens, 2-time 50-goal scorer with the Pittsburgh Penguins, unable to catch up to it, and Joel Otto clears the zone. Brent Grieve playing the puck there. Grieve is quickly checked. Stevens chops it to the blue line. Grieve picks it up. Grieve, former Islanders property, in the slot. Stevens shot. That one deflected wide. Podine wraps up Grieve as they battle in the corner. Bouncing away from Ferraro, and the Flyers gain control, and Joel Otto starts up. Joel playing in his 800th NHL game here tonight. He is a true National Hockey League veteran. Back after the puck and getting it in the neutral zone. Back to Eric Desjardins. The Kings are completing a line change. Haller dishes to Druce. Druce, the former Los Angeles King, plays it in. Yaroslav Modry back for it. Drops it along the boards, and Ian LaPerriere starts up. LaPerriere with a pass and moving in was Dan Bylsma for a shot. Easy stop by Snow. He gets his first big hit in the corner on Kjell Samuelsson. It appears to be all right as the Kings clear the zone and then clear it back all the way down. This is icing on Los Angeles as Samuelsson gets to it, and Kjell Samuelsson, the new daddy, he was punished with a big hit early here, just to say we're not celebrating with you, but he and his wife Vicky, proud parents of an 8-year-old boy named Lucas, just the other day.
Yeah, that's not a very nice way to treat Kjell Samuelsson, but he leads the team, believe it or not, in penalty minutes with 17. Remember the spearing call against him where he was thrown out of the game? That accumulated a lot.
Maybe the Kings didn't get his cigars, huh? But Kjell certainly very happy. His second child with Vicky as he stays right out on the ice and gets ready for this face-off to the left of Byron Dafoe. We've played just over 2 minutes. Scoreless from the Coors State Center. The Kings' only visit to Philadelphia this season. And the Flyers will return the favor as part of that 3-game road trip next week. The Kings will be done with their season series before we get to the middle of October. Kings clearing it all the way down. Snow will stop it for Chris Therien. Therien with an assist in each of the first 2 Flyers games. Samuelsson back for Therien. That was behind him. Snow jabs the puck to the board, and Therien just one-hands it out to the neutral zone. Modry to Sean O'Donnell, takes a bump from Scott Daniels and plays it in. Daniels wearing uniform number 22. He has decided to change up. Puck flutters right to Snow. He grabs it and then plays it aside for Daniels. Daniels crashes into O'Donnell and tries to clear the zone. He does. He got it over the head of Barry Potomski. Then here we go. This is O'Donnell and
Daniels. Ice, they're throwing punches.
Daniels throwing from his back against Sean O'Donnell.
Never seen that before.
And so it did not take this combination of players very long. We were talking when Potomski's out there along with Bilesma and Kordic and Daniels. Those lines go against each other. Probably going to get a scrap. As it turns out, the defenseman O'Donnell ends up in a fight with Daniels.
I think Daniels is cut in the finger as he's going right to the dressing room, accompanied by John Worley, the trainer. Yeah, a lot of sparks are going to fly when these guys are out on the ice. But watch now as they both fall to the ice, and this is when they start throwing punches. Wow.
They weren't going to stop just because they hit the ice.
Scott Daniels, 2 minutes for slashing plus 5 minutes for fighting.
So Daniels gets an extra 2.
You can see the tape around the thumb of O'Donnell. His wrist is taped and his one thumb is taped. So he's been in this situation before. LA Kings will go to the power play. And thus far, they have registered 4 power play goals and 14 opportunities, 28.6%, which puts them in second place in the National Hockey League early in the year. For Larry Robinson, second year with the Kings. They missed the playoffs last season. And I think a big reason was the goals against, gave up 302. That was the 4th highest total.
And he had a very difficult first year as coach. We'll talk more about that later on. The power play for the Kings. Here you get a look at the numbers. Flyers killed off all but one of power plays against. The Kings have been relatively potent in their first 3 games with a man advantage. Slaney takes a hit from Podine. Slaney is one of the keys to the power play for the Kings. He has a booming shot from the point. Perreault with a pass to Kevin Stevens, still looking for his first goal of the year. Rolls it around. Grieve after it. Puck in skates. Podine kicks it. Otto didn't get their shot. And Snow able to make the stop on Peter Klima. And he hangs on.
Now Peter Klima, he ends up with a team. He has gone to a lot of different hockey clubs, but this time Otto unable to reach it, and Klima puts everything he has into that shot. And Gar Snow, look at how square he is to the shooter. He just lets that puck hit him right in the chest and covers up.
He's well traveled, is Peter Klima.
Now this is his 4th NHL team, his 11th year in the National Hockey League, playing his 743rd game.
In front, Grieve a shot, and Snow makes the save from in close. Slaney gathers the puck. Cross ice, Klima, one-timer batted away by Snow. Otto this time has room, and he'll flutter one that Podine will try to knock down, but it's poked away from him by Slaney. Klima resets the power play. The pass, this is Grieve. Svoboda there, and it chopped away, but it goes right to Kjell Samuelsson, who banks it to the neutral zone. Klima back to Slaney. Halfway through this power play right now as the Kings turn it over at the line, but Druce turned it right back over to the Kings. Grieve pokes it to Stevens. Stevens ridden by Druce. Still among skates as Samuelsson wedges Stevens off, and that allows Druce to move up 3-on-2 to the Flyers if they want it. Svoboda to Brind'Amour. Brind'Amour center. Never got to Druce. Slaney kicks to the side. Headman to Grieve, who is checked by Terrien. Brind'Amour back to pick up the puck, and the Flyers will waste some more time off the power play. Svoboda clearing it all the way down.
Pretty good looking power play by the LA Kings, especially in the first minute of play. And then near the end of this power play, the Flyers have regrouped and have not allowed a shot.
Rob Blake fires it up into the crowd. Blake in his first year as captain of the Los Angeles Kings, and no one arguing with that choice, Gary. He is well regarded. His only problem last couple of years has been injuries. He's missed 100 games in the last 2 seasons alone.
I think that is the real concern for the Los Angeles Kings. Can we keep Blake healthy for 82 games? If they can, he'll put up the numbers, and he'll also put up some punishing checks.
He actually has an injury right now, a torn tricep muscle, which has him playing at about 85%. He feels there's no danger of further injury. It's just a strength problem that he has with his right arm. As you were saying, probably won't see many elbows from Rob Blake tonight, at least from his right elbow. Still could use the left one, though. Waiting for the face-off. Officials had delayed things for a tad, but now we're underway. Just 18 seconds remaining in the power play as Haller goes back. Has time and gave it away in front. Here's the shot. Ferraro saved by Snow. Brown gets it back. Checked by Klepp, but he's centered, and Kristich fired the backhander wide. Oh, the turnover by the Flyers leading to 2 great scoring chances. Kings aren't done. Olczyk centering shot off the goalpost. Off the goalpost in front, unable to put it home was Mattias Nordstrom. The power play is over. The Flyers somehow keep the puck out of the net. A couple of nice saves by Snow and a little help from the post. Snow jabbing it to Desjardins. Up for Renberg. Renberg will bank, hoping for Leclerc. Leclerc will catch up to it. John Leclerc centered to Swoboda, but he couldn't get off. Much of a shot. The save was made. The shot by Renberg blocked in front. And Dmitry Kristich picks it up. Kristich, the former Washington Capital, played 5 years for Terry Murray there. Just fires the puck into the Philadelphia zone.
Starting to open up for that fire engine hockey, isn't it? End-to-end rushes.
A little different than when you play the Devils and Panthers, isn't it? Dykhouse to Renberg, pokes the puck in. Brind'Amour will chase. Brind'Amour reaching for the puck. Around behind he goes. He walks out in front. Brind'Amour turning and firing wide. Picked off by Dykhouse. Dykhouse to Brind'Amour in the slot. Finds it, fires, save. Rebound Renberg, kick, save Defoe. And he's able to cover up with John Leclerc on the doorstep. Great action early here. Kings and Flyers, lots of scoring chances, but still no score.
And now from Paris, from Milan, from St. Louis.
Introducing a new look from Budweiser. Born on dating. It's the day your Bud was born, because fresh beer tastes better.
Nice label.
Thanks.
Flyers season tickets are sold out. The only way to catch Flyers action live at the Core State Center is club box seating. Located in the lower level, Flyers club box seat packages include tickets to all Flyers regular season home games, private lounge with bar service, private restrooms, and host service. A limited number of club box seats remain at $5,500. Get your Flyers club box seats now. Call the Core State Center Premium Seating at 215-389-9500.
Well, wonderful scoring opportunity for the LA Kings as the puck is shot in front. And stop it right there. Watch, look at Garth Snow was down. All he had to do was elevate it. It did, but it hit the goal post.
Part of the equipment of the goaltender, Garth Snow will say. Rob Blake working to get the puck out of the zone. He's wedged off by Leclerc. Therrien takes a hit as he plays the puck back into the Los Angeles zone, but it got up over the glass and out of play.
Chances are 6-4 in favor of the LA Kings. The 6 chances by LA, all in that power play, aided by a couple of giveaways in the Flyers zone.
In watching some of the Los Angeles Kings early games, as you get a look at Scott Daniels in the penalty box, the Kings very physical in the games I've seen, and they have come out throwing their body around in this one as well. They got lots of chances, as you mentioned.
Now, Donnie Edwards had mentioned that it was a very enthusiastic camp. Everybody basically had an opportunity to make the hockey club. The guy that works the hardest was going to be there.
And they have lots of newcomers. Haller. There's one into the left of Defoe. Nordstrom, the former New York Rangers, backcourt. Shot in on goal. A save made by Defoe. There's another shot by Otto that's blocked. Podine got it out in front. Taken down in front was Joel Otto. The arm is up in a penalty. Joel Otto, who is a bit slow getting to his skates, but appears to be all right. Taken down, and Wacom will give the Flyers their first man advantage.
Now, Joe Otto leads the team with +3, so he has been very much a factor offensively. Taken from behind, his skates kicked out from under him as he was going for the front of the net. So the Philadelphia Flyers will get their first power play opportunity. 1 for 9 so far.
2 minutes for hooking. 5, 6 minutes, 17 seconds.
The one did come in their last game, one of their last power plays, in fact. Last year tied for 6th. Where the Flyers feel as though they'll get the power play going. They've been working at it a lot in practice. Carl Dykhouse, Peter Svoboda on the points. Up front, Bruce, Howard, Chuck, and Falloon.
Well, worked the last time with Carl Dykhouse firing a shot from his defensive position.
Here's some room for Falloon. The quick shot deflected. Rolls, and Jaroslav Modry a chance to clear. And with the help of Kristich, the Kings do get the puck all the way down. Eichhaus is back for it. Eichhaus's outlet reached for by Svoboda, but he quickly loses, and the Kings dump it right back in. That first pass coming out of the zone in the power play has to be a good one.
Yeah, because you can normally catch the first forechecker, and that's what you're trying to do in that pass coming into your own zone.
Boone tries a long cross-ice pass, deflected away from Leclaire. Blake is to it. Banks it up the boards, kept in by Dykhouse. Upended heavily was Brind'Amour on the board. Slaney tries to clear, and he fired it up into the Kings bench. Flyers will get an offensive zone draw with 56 seconds remaining on Nordstrom's penalty.
Now, Rod Brind'Amour having a few words with referee Wacom as he was hauled down, and he was looking. Thought there should be a penalty on this. Watch Rod Brind'Amour, and from behind, the leg goes out by number 4, Rob Blake. And that one goes by the wayside.
Well, Roddy had a case, didn't he? Definitely not your normal kind of check there. He stuck the leg right out to Blake, and actually it's a dangerous play for him.
Very dangerous because you don't expect it. All you have to do is nudge the back of your leg and you're going to fall down. And how about the years when players played without helmets and you fall and hit your head on the ice?
Bit of a bad patch of ice in front of Byron Defoe's crease, and so they'll go to work on that. As you get a look at Rob Blake, who was a member of a Canadian team in the World Cup, actually sustained that tricep injury in the World Cup. But a lot of people feel as though he is one of the better defensemen. If he can get healthy, he will be one of the better defensemen for the next 6 or 7 years. Brind'Amour wins the draw. There's the shot by Haller, was blocked. Rolls to Desjardins. 50 seconds remaining in the power play. Puck eludes Brind'Amour. Over goes Haller. Haller around behind for Brind'Amour. Brind'Amour's pass out of the reach of Renberg. Yannick Perreault splits the two-point win and clears. Flyers have Desjardins, Haller now out, with Leclaire, Brind'Amour, and Renberg up front. Desjardins at Manning to Brind'Amour. Brind'Amour off to Haller. Haller waiting with the puck, getting help from Brind'Amour. Brind'Amour back to the point. Desjardins to reach for it, but he does keep it in. Winds it around. Renberg is tied up, couldn't get to it, but Leclaire will. To Renberg. Renberg skates it right back towards Leclaire. To Haller. Haller to Desjardins. Cross ice with room, but unable to handle the pass with Renberg, and then he was dumped in front, and the Kings able to clear. Just 3 seconds remaining in the power play. Haller to Leclaire, turns it cross ice. Desjardins will jump on it. Desjardins carrying it in, turning it along the boards for Renberg. Renberg's pass. He's got Terry in the shot. Glove save Defoe. He does the splits and then makes the stop with a glove, and he hangs right on. Byron Defoe and Gar Snow have been acrobatic in the early going. Defoe's certainly acrobatic in making this glove save on Terry and keeping this game scoreless.
You know us, we're Core States Bank, but you may not know about our hard-working Blue Ribbon banking account. Open it and you'll enjoy real value, convenience, and savings, like special savings interest rates, free safe deposit box, Core States Gold Advantage card, no annual fee Visa or MasterCard credit card, and more. And Blue Ribbon Banking is just one of the accounts we offer to meet your special needs. Find the one that fits you best at Core States Bank.
As a rule, engines develop good torque only when you push hard on the accelerator. But even at idle speed, a Dodge Magnum V8 can pull not only this loaded Ram 1500, but this loaded 2500, and a loaded 3500 as well. 15 tons. That's because every Ram truck has to pull much more than its own weight, even at idle speed. That's our rule. Dodge Ram. The rules have changed.
Well, the idea of screening for John Leclaire, you want to get right into this position from that shot from the point. Let it go, and you watch it. John is squeezed out. He's to the side, so Defoe can follow the puck all the way from the point.
Flyers hockey is brought to you by Copy Quick, the official copier company of the Flyers. Call 1-800-605-COPY. Peter Svoboda, shot redirected wide by Howard Chuck. Howard Chuck to it behind the net, unchecked, tried to center, never got to Druce. Druce, after behind the net, spun around. Nordstrom playing it up the boards. Klima with the puck, and he'll just clear the zone. But right there is Svoboda. Back backhands it in. Well, hit the linesman, never got in. That leads to a break for Klima. Klima spinning. Trying to center, chopping at it, Svoboda. Krstić looking for it as well. He and Bruce come together, the puck out to the red line. So just about 9 minutes of the first period, scoreless. Here's Klima, drop pass Krstić, leading scorer for the Kings and voted their MVP last year, but he stopped at the Flyers line. Blake banks the puck. Svoboda taken down by Krstić. The puck rolling back into the Los Angeles zone. Falloon gets to it. Pat Falloon carries behind the net. Falloon chopped at by Blake. Dykhouse is there to get the puck. Dykhouse playing it to the corner. Blake has lost his stick. Therrien's going to pinch. Therrien behind the net. Leclaire back to Therrien, walking in front. He scores! Chris Therrien! And the Flyers lead 1-0.
Chris Therrien's first goal of the year and his third point. He's got a point in every single game, and that vaults him tied for first in scoring for defensemen. Who would have believed it? But John Leclaire sets up the play. Now watch Therrien, after he pinched in, he went right for the front of the net. John Leclaire saw him and fed him a perfect pass. That's the time when a goaltender, Defoe, has to use his goal stick. You know, using it as a poke check, because Therrien came very close to the net and Defoe just had the goal stick right in front of him. So a good start for the Flyers getting that first goal. Chris Therrien is first of the year. Nicely set up by John Leclaire getting his first point.
Chris Therrien now leading the Flyers in scoring. The goal and 2 assists. As Gary mentioned, among the league leaders among defensemen, it is early. Kevin Stevens playing the puck. It got caught up in skates along the board. Kyle Dykhouse also getting an assist on that goal. As Ron Codine finds some room. Moves it in the right wing. Tries to make the move. It does! But Defoe makes the save. Oh, John Codine with a dazzling move. Defoe has prevented him from scoring.
Who's he been watching, or has he been reading those how to beat the defenseman one-on-one?
Here's Desjardins. Pass goes off the leg. Renberg to Leclaire. Couldn't get it to Brind'Amour. Kings look to counterattack, but Leclaire beats him to the puck. And to the Kings blue line, Yaroslav Modry, former New Jersey Devil, playing it into the Flyers zone. Samuelson just whacks it right back out. 9:32 remaining, first period, 1-0. Flyers have the lead. On Chris Therrien's goal, they've scored the first goal for the first time this year. Here's a shot, though, down low. Ferraro saves. No, the rebound actually stopped. It was Potomski, not Ferraro. Now in front, looking for the puck. It was Bausmo, but he can't get it. It's Renberg moving up. Michael Renberg exploding to the blue line. Pass to Leclaire, denied. Now he sends it in front, and Leclaire couldn't find it. Defoe has lost his stick, but he'll get it back now as the Kings clear the zone. Therrien to Samuelson. Kjell Samuelson. Cross-ice pass goes back to LaPerriere. LaPerriere winds and fires. Saves. No, he looks behind him. It was in front of him, and he gathers it. It hangs on. Guy Snow has been very busy here in the early going.
Well, we're getting some wonderful chances. Both teams. Here, LaPerriere using Chris Therrien as a screen. Gar Snow the save.
Get that good deal feeling.
What is that good deal feeling?
Getting into my new 1997 Mitsubishi Galant for the first time.
Why?
It has over 100 improvements. I only had to put $750 down, and I paid just $198 a month for 36 months.
Get that good deal feeling.
I did.
Mitsubishi.
97 Galants, $198 a month for 36 months, only $750 down. At your Tri-State Mitsubishi dealer. Mitsubishi, built for living.
I love to work with children because they're so much fun. They keep you on your toes. Every day is different. Children have very different healthcare needs than adults. U.S. Healthcare has allowed us to offer parents the whole spectrum of preventative care that they need for their children. They have acted as a leader in the areas of immunization and preventative care. And as a family physician, I think healthcare should be within everyone's reach. I love being a family physician. There's nothing else I'd rather do.
After their inaugural home victory, everyone is talking about the Phantoms of the American Hockey League. You can catch the new kids on Broad Street tomorrow night at the Core State Spectrum when the Phantoms battle the Binghamton Rangers at 7 p.m. Tickets are available, and remember, kids' tickets are always $7. To get tickets, call Ticketmaster 215-336-2000.
Now that last shot by LaPerriere was the LA Kings' first shot at even strength. They have 7 shots. 6 of them have come on the power play.
Flyers Good hustle by Falloon. Cancel the icing. Dykhouse winds and fires. Save Defoe. Rebound. Druce couldn't get it to sit down. He's got the puck now. It is John Druce turning. Backhands to Howard Chuck. Howard Chuck spinning out. Cross ice Svoboda. The shot never got on net. It was batted down in front. And now the arm is up from Wacom. And a penalty upcoming. The Kings will be shorthanded for a second time. Tripping is the signal.
Now, if you apply good pressure, do good forechecking in the offensive zone and keep buzzing the net, sometimes it's very difficult to keep an eye on the player that you're supposed to cover and consequently end up hauling them down. So Schmolik draws the penalty because of the cycling that the Flyers were doing and moving into different positions. This is the best I've seen the Flyers' movement in the offensive zone. Nobody's standing still. They're moving to the attack, moving into open spots. So again, a power play will exist for the Flyers.
And not to take away from the Flyers' effort, but there is a little more room out there against the Kings than there was against the Devils or the Panthers. But fact of the matter is, as you say, a lot of jump the Flyers attack in this one.
Well, that's what Larry Robinson, of course, Jimmy, he's trying to instill in his players. You've got to check in this game.
Desjardins and Brind'Amour. Flyers will set up in the offensive zone. Renberg, Brind'Amour, Leclaire up front. Brind'Amour taken down. Leclaire fishes the puck free. Leclaire looking things over, goes cross ice to Desjardins. Desjardins waiting. Manning on his first try. Got it to Brind'Amour. Now Leclaire, the shot. He missed the net by a good margin. Dykhouse will keep it in. Tips it to the corner. Blake crashes into Brind'Amour. Puck bounces around. Blake trying to get the puck free, but it's Brind'Amour instead. Brind'Amour to the point. Dykhouse. Desjardins, the quick shot blocked. Leclaire. His pass for Renberg tipped away. Nordstrom tries to clear the zone, but Desjardins is waiting for that. Down low, Renberg. Holding is Michael Renberg. Around he goes. Renberg waiting. Back to Dykhouse. Good puck possession by the Flyers. Going around the perimeter right now with the passing. Brind'Amour. Renberg. Leclaire is in front. Dykhouse winds it up and fires. Deflected, and it went off the crossbar. Off the post. And so there's been a post at either end. Dykhouse Manning on the pass. Leclaire reaching, but instead the Kings find it. And Sean O'Donnell able to clear.
And you notice how the Flyers got the good chance in the power play? It was back to the point and let a rip shot go.
Kevin Haller out. Falloon, Howard Chuck, Bruce up front now. Howard Chuck weaving his way in, but lost the puck. And the Kings clear. There's 33 seconds remaining in the man advantage. Less than 7 to play in the first period. Flyers have the 1-0 lead. Svoboda being harassed. The puck to Snow. He'll drop it off for Haller. The Flyers look to organize the rush. Here's Svoboda to Falloon. And Falloon still looking for his first point of the year. Got it to Druce. Druce holding in front for Howard. Chuck, he scored! No goal! No goal, says Wacom. He's waving it off. Flyers not agreeing with this call. Now remember the new rule about kicking. You can have the puck go in off your skate and you can direct it in, but you can't show a kicking motion. But of course, Howard Chuck can't be in the crease either. That's another problem that could crop up right here.
Well, it's interesting if it hit the stick of Howard Chuck or the skate of Howard Chuck.
Well, it didn't look like a kick to me, though. If anything, Howard Chuck's in the crease. Now,
he's moving to the net, and I can't really tell on the replay what it hit.
Well, it doesn't matter, though. There's no kicking motion there. At least I don't see any kicking motion.
I didn't either.
The only question is he in the crease? And the referee this year, the new rule is he can go to the instant replay. He can request help on whether a player was in the crease or not. And it is no goal. No goal. It has to be that he's in the crease. And they're ruling that he was not shoved there or helped there by the Kings defenseman. So it remains 1-0.
I'd like to know the reason why. But they don't have to give that explanation.
I wish they would, though. I don't know why they don't. I mean, it's a very easy thing. There has to be a reason why there's no goal. Why not announce it? So the fans in the stands know, so we know.
But see, you can go into the crease to put the puck in the net.
That's true, but yeah, that's true. I mean,
you can go into the crease and knock the puck in the net. So before this game is over,
we will
get an explanation because the referee did not or Lou Nolan did not announce the reason why, and I guess they don't have to do that, but we're going to try and find out why it was not allowed.
Right, with Brian Lewis on hand, we should be able to get an explanation. Therrien, the Samuelson power play running down now for the Flyers as Yaroslav Modry is to the puck, and he banks it all the way down. If the puck deflected off the defenseman and went in, Howardchuk's in the crease. If it goes off Howardchuk, it should be a goal. And from that angle, it looked to me as though it hit Howardchuk, but perhaps it did not. You know, they change all these rules, Gary, and it's still complicated. Tough for the referees and the instant replay officials to see what actually happened. Power play is over. Back to five-a-side hockey. There's a look at the numbers in the Flyers' man advantage as they tie the puck up in the Los Angeles zone.
Flyers hockey is brought to you by Brewery Fresh Budweiser. Get fresh, get Bud. But that's the reason for the replay, is to make sure that the call is the correct one.
Yes, don't you wish? I'm sure Baltimore Oriole fans all over wish there was instant replay in baseball. They got robbed last night. Came back to win today, but the call on the home run. I mean, in hockey, thankfully, that would never happen in a big game in the playoffs. You would get the correct call. As there's a look at our officials, Steve Walcom, the referee, veteran linesman Ron Asseltine, and newcomer Brad Kovacic. Just over 6 minutes remaining in this first period. Bit of a delay in getting this face-off underway.
Well, there was not any arguing from Coach Terry Murray on the play. What he normally does is not send his troops out there until the referee comes over the bench.
Shot saved by Defoe. Renberg then stuffs the rebound wide. That initial shot was deflected. Defoe still able to make the stop. Leclaire trying to center. Modry stops him and gets to the puck. And Modry will headman. The Kings move up the ice. Ferraro's right wing pass tipped in by Klima. Out comes Snow for a sojourn. He got it off the glass. Flyers pick it up. It's 2-on-2. Desjardins joining to make it a 3-on-2. Renberg with the puck. Renberg holding. Trying to center, block. Brind'Amour to the puck. Hands off to Renberg. Back for Brind'Amour. Centers. Save the ball. Puck sitting there. But play is whistled down. Penalty for goaltender interference on John Leclaire. And that was going to be another goal for the Flyers as Defoe was down on the ice and the Flyers were getting to the puck, but they're going to rule the reason Defoe was on the ice. He was run into by that man.
Well, this line has certainly been buzzing in the night's contest. Every time they've been on the ice, the play has been in the LA end. Oh, I'll tell you what, Defoe should get an Academy Award for that one. It didn't even look like John Leclaire nudged him, but he fell down, and that's for a goaltender. It is a very smart play.
Well, I will say this, it's a brave play, because if it's not called, he's dead in the water. The two Flyers were on the puck and they would have put it in. The ruling, by the way, on the disallowed Flyer goal. Well, let's get another look at this first.
Actually, John Leclaire is pushed in by the defenseman, and then about 3 seconds later, Defoe decides to fall. He must have been watching Hexie.
The ruling on that was that Howardchuk was in the crease before the puck got to him and in the net. So even though he may indeed have tipped it in, he was in the crease, and so no goal. Now it's a Kings power play. John Leclaire with 1:49 to serve. And
so in other words, if the puck is in the crease, a player can go and knock it in, but he can't stand there before the puck gets there.
That's right. Here's a look at it. The puck is...
He's already there.
Yeah, he was there. The one skate was in. So the proper call made in another case where instant replay works. Bud Selig and you baseball people better get to it and start using replay in baseball.
You're really hung up on that. You must be a Baltimore fan.
Well, in this particular series, I am, yes. Ed Olczyk has the puck for the Kings. 90 seconds remaining in the power plays. He plays it in. Snow backhands it around. Codine looking for the puck, and he's able to jam it out of the zone.
Olczyk last year playing for the Winnipeg Jets, coming over the LA Kings as a free agent, and he is really needed to get some scores.
There's a turnover. Otto to Brind'Amour. Around he goes. Net is empty now. Defoe's back up. Brind'Amour centered his floater to Otto, and he hit the outside of the net. Crowd thought it was in, but it was on the outside of the mesh, and play is stopped as they could not get the puck free from the mesh. Joe Otto frustrated.
Rod Brind'Amour had an opportunity of shooting it right away. A turnover very costly here. And this sets up the scoring chance by Joel Otto. Now, Rod, this is a good time to shoot it right there. All of a sudden, he's behind the net. And now it really gets interesting as Brind'Amour passes off, and then the puck will come back to Otto. Unfortunately, his shot went to the side of the net, and you could see where he was situated. Did not really have a good angle to put that in.
No, he was actually, his skates were
astride from the goal line.
Yeah, behind the goal line, so a tough angle for sure. Halfway through Leclerc's penalty, 4:23 remaining in this first period. Seems as though the time between whistles taking very long in this hockey game. Not sure. Be some communication problems. A shot by Svoboda, a skate save Defoe. Flyers getting some shorthanded chances. Kings nearly turned it over again, but Stevens able to get it. Modine nearly worked it away from him. Now it's Slaney. The Kings look to start up. Pass off Kevin Stevens. Here's Svoboda back, swinging it to Desjardins. He finds Otto, and Otto fires at the length of the ice. Goes off of Defoe.
Do you see the bounce there?
Yeah.
Wow.
He is making sure of that one as he went down and actually bounced up to his shoulder. Slaney flings into the Philadelphia zone. Samuelson's there nicely to Brind'Amour with time. Didn't clear the zone. Kept in by Klima. Klima down low. The pass in front, and the shot goes wide. Shot taken by Brent Grieve. Samuelson to it. Fires it off the glass, and this time it makes it out of the zone. And time down to just 5 seconds remaining on the power play. And an errant pass by the Kings. Snow touching it, so no icing. Samuelson drills it, and out of the penalty bench is Leclerc. They say he's offside. Oh, it was close. Leclerc thought he was onside, but the call does not go the Flyers' way.
Note the back position. Oh, what a tragedy!
Revolution is a sudden, complete, or radical change.
New spirit.
What a play!
New attitude. And I'm back.
Coleman rocks it home. What a play by Iverson.
It's not just a game.
It's a revolution.
Good seats for Flyers home games are available, including VIP luxury seating packages. Don't miss out on your chance to see exciting Flyers hockey firsthand in the brand new Core State Center. It's a great sport in a great building. Call Ticketmaster 215-336-2000.
Well, going into tonight's game, LA has given up 118 shots in 3 games, averaging close to 40 against, and they're on their way again tonight. Flyers have 13 in this period.
They were in the same kind of situation last year. They allowed the second highest amount of shots. Only Buffalo allowed more, and that trend continuing for the Kings. Daniels upended by O'Donnell as those two come together again. First time since their scrap. Haller to Kordic. Kordic finds Daniels, moves up 2-on-2 with Trent Platt, and Daniels will fling one in. It bounces to the right of Defoe. Defoe around the boards for Potomski. Potomski to LaPerriere, and the Kings will move up. A slow developing rush as Bilesma just flings in. Haller pokes it up the boards. Puck bounces off a skate back to the point. O'Donnell rolling it around to Potomski. Potomski centered! And steering the shot wide. And in front was Bilesma. Big check by LaPerriere on Kordic as Kordic plays the puck down, and Defoe loves it. 2:20 remaining, first period. Both teams changing players. Modry to Yannick Perreault. Perreault's been a dynamic minor league scorer. Got a 50-goal season, also a 100-point season. The pass here to DiPietro, back for Perreault. Taken down by Druce. Flyers get the puck. Samuelson at Manning. Howard Chuck missed on the one-time attempt with the pass, then he gets decked from behind. Flyers do get the puck into the Los Angeles zone. Bullock rolling it around. Youngster trying to clear the puck out of the zone. Matt Johnson, and he did so. Charian or Samuelson hop by him. Center ice play right here as the Kings Backhand to the Flyer line. Taking over is Therien. This Therien sends it airborne to the left of Defoe. Samolik is back for it. On to John Slaney, the former first-round pick of the Washington Capitals, to Perreault. Perreault to DiPietro, winding and firing the save by Snow. The rebound was right in front, but there was Carl Dykhouse. Dykhouse to Leclerc with room. Big John got his first point of the season earlier with the assist, looking for his first goal. Errant pass here. Kristich written off hard by Dykhouse. He hit that standard again at the end of the Flyers bench, and Kristich is hurting. Padded hole right where the glass starts, right after the Flyers bench. John Leclerc took a hit into that the other night. This time it's Kristich, and he is feeling it. Well,
and thank goodness that is padded. Good takeout by Carl Dykhouse, and Kristich, a very dangerous player once he crosses that blue line. He led the team in points last year for the LA Kings and also chipped in with 27 goals. So the LA Kings can ill afford to lose a player like Kristich.
And he is cut. Looks to be on the bridge of the nose. Dmitry Kristich will head off to the Los Angeles locker room. Will he go to the bench? No, they're going to take him to the bench. He's a gamer. Only a minute and 8 seconds remaining in the period. You figure he'd go right to the room, but he's going to sit on the bench. Larry Robinson.
Well, for Larry Robinson right now, he's getting an outstanding goaltender performance from Defoe. He's actually kept the LA Kings in it in this first period.
Robinson, 7 Stanley Cup rings, 6 as a player, 1 as an assistant coach. And last year, his first year as a head coach for Larry Robinson, he had a nervous disorder at times, did Robinson. And the skin on his hands started to peel in sheets. He was so nervous. And I mean, he's used to winning.
I'd be nervous too the way the Kings play.
Rob Blake is shot from the point. That goes wide. Joel Otto to the puck. Otto outletting for Podine. But behind the play, Snow is down. He had gotten involved with Eddie Olchuk. Welcome has called a penalty. Stevens, Desjardins now get their gloves up. Eddie Olchuk here to start this whole thing. He's one of the better yappers in the league. He likes to talk.
Well, he got a degree in public speaking, did he not? So Eddie Olchuk, whose wife gave birth to, I believe it was a girl in the LA's opener, and he ended up by scoring the game-winning goal.
Number 7, Eddie Olchuk, 2 minutes for interference on the goalkeeper.
So 2 penalties, interference with the goaltender have been called tonight. John Leclerc for the Flyers and Eddie Olchuk for the LA Kings. Well, you remember that face. Dominic Roussel called up, didn't have to go very far, just across the street. Remember Ron Hextall at home with the flu. So Dominic is the backup for tonight's game.
And having a good start with the Phantoms. Neil Little, the other goaltender, has played in 1 game. Roussel handling 2 of the first 3. And that is convenient. It would have been a little tougher to get a player here had the minor league team not been just across the parking lot. But for Dom, an easy trip, and he's here. Tonight's game might very well be back with the Phantoms for their game tomorrow night. They play at the Core State Spectrum. Kings cleared all the way down. Flyers with a man advantage. The third. Desjardins backcourt. Just a half minute remaining in the period. Desjardins to Dykhouse off the back of his skate. Desjardins retrieves and then goes cross ice.
Well, thus far the Flyers have not been able to execute coming out of their own zone, and that good pass that sets the line free and going up ice.
Dykhouse keeps it in. Renberg there. The shot! Wide of everything, and he had traffic in front, but he missed the target. Leclerc to Brindamore. Time winding down for North Centers. Dykhouse shot save, rebound is batted away. Dykhouse tries to center again, but time runs out on the Philadelphia Flyers. The Flyers did get some pressure in the final 10 seconds. Defoe made a stop. The puck just could not find its way through. They will have 1 minute and 4 seconds of power play time to start second period action. Flyers get the only goal of period number 1. It came from Chris Therien, so they take the lead to the locker room for the first time this season. Let's go downstairs now to Ken Adelberger and find out what's coming up between periods 1 and 2.
Thanks very much, Jimmy. Mentioned the Flyers with the only goal. I think if you add up the hits, which we will be doing during the intermission for Gary's stats, you'll find that they've taken it to them physically, too. One of the players most responsible for that, Scott Daniels. They call him the Chief. No wonder he is their top tough guy. In our forward intermission report, you will meet one of the Flyer new faces. Plus, we'll check out the out-of-town action, highlight scores. It's a busy intermission. Stay with us all.
The Desjardins Flyers with power play time to start this second period. 50 seconds remaining. Renberg gets to Dykos with room. He'll wind it, fire and score! Carl Dykos, his second in 2 games. Flyers with a power play goal. First power play goal against the Kings this year. It is 2-0.
Yeah, the LA Kings had killed off 17 straight, but on the 18th one, LA comes through. But look at how they keep the puck in the zone. Dykos just moves in. The LA Kings collapse on the play, and there is John LeClair again, just standing by the doorstep. And that may have given Defoe some problem, concentrating more on LeClair and not being able to follow the shot. Tell you what, Dykos has got a howitzer going right now. Both of his goals have been blasts from the point. That was more for the top of the circle than the one that he got against New Jersey Devils.
He leaned into that one. His intent was to get that one top shelf, and he did. So Dykos becomes the first Flyer to have more than 1 goal this season. And the Flyers have a 3-on-1 right here. Zubris moving in. The pass to Bodine down low front. Zubris slam dunk. Tic-tac-toe. 3-0 Flyers. Zubris now has 2.
Wow, sweet that was by the Flyers. And the Bodine Otto Zubris line gets a goal that will be on the highlight reel. And look at the bench. They're all smiling. Yes, sirree. Here they come. 3-on-1. So well executed. Oh, boy. Beautiful to watch. And everybody here at the Core State Center enjoyed that passing play by the Flyers. Poor Defoe. He got hung out to dry. Number 2 for Zubris for the year.
Yeah, he's played not even 2.5 games, and he has 2 goals. Nothing to this NHL stuff. So Zubris has that one. The first goal was assisted as we
have
a scrap in front. We'll get to that in a moment. Daniels involved again. Daniels and Barry Potomski. These are 2 rugged individuals. Daniels trying to get the right hand free. Wrap each other up again, and then Potomski just lands on top of Scott Daniels. And so those 2 will both visit the penalty bench. The action fast and furious to start this second period.
Scott Daniels is a willing combatant. He'll take on anybody. That's already 2 fights he's been in tonight.
All right, let's clean up the goal scoring. First of all, in 19 seconds, it was Carl Dykos, his second from Renberg and Desjardins, the power play. 20 seconds later, at 39 seconds, Zubris from Otto and Bodine.
Well, the puck was shot into the Flyers' end. You see the 2 combatants just outside the Flyer blue line, throwing some good punches and hanging on with one arm and throwing punches with the other. Toughest part, though, in a fight is to try to keep your balance without falling to the ice.
Well, that's the second fight for Daniels, so he has to watch it.
And 1 more, and he's gone for the game.
44 seconds, the time of the majors. As you're going to look at Barry Potomski, who is one of 3 players in this Kings team that started his career in the ECHL, the East Coast Hockey League, and has made it all the way up to the NHL. And he's made it up here largely for what you just saw. His ability to fight and scrap and bang. So the Flyers have opened up a 3-0 lead in the early moments of this second period. Trent Platt play the puck in, hoping for LeClair. Instead, it's John Slaney getting to the puck. Slaney, Matt Johnson. Johnson's outlet intercepted, but LeClair carried it back to the center zone. He has to wait. And now the puck bounces in. Flyers regain the line. Slaney just plays it all the way down into the Philadelphia zone. Snow for Samuelson. Flanks it off the glass, and he eludes Falloon. Doug Smollett able to retrieve. And the Kings look for the rush. Matt Johnson has it. Another big individual is Matt Johnson, 6'5", 223 pounds. He was stopped. Chris Therien outletting LeClair, goes off his skate, played by Blake. Cross ice on the money to Johnson. He'll swing it in. Time for a line change for Los Angeles. Terry into Falloon. At Falloon, goes cross ice. John Druce couldn't play it cleanly. Has to go back for it. Still having trouble finding it. Perreault checks in. Now Druce has it. Sidesteps a check and starts up. Good work by John Druce. Taken down. Got the puck to Falloon. Falloon carries in from the left wing. The shot! That sailed high and wide. Rolls all the way back out to the neutral zone on its own momentum. Dykhouse is there. Howard-Chuck had to let that go. Would have been a two-line pass. Back is Blake. Chopped down. No call as Falloon was in on him. Puck rolling to the corner. Druce is there. John Druce for Falloon. Flyers would like to get this line producing. Falloon, Howard-Chuck, and Druce. Falloon reversing it for Howard-Chuck. He lets it go so Druce can pick it up. Druce wheeling to the corner. Druce then played it back, hoping for Falloon. He was well marked, and the Kings have it a 3-on-2. Moving up is Blake. The right wing feed for Perreault, too far ahead of him. Sabota to the puck. Sabota runs into traffic, but able to jab it free to Dykhouse. Carl Dykhouse to Pat Falloon. Flyers 3-on-2 if they hurry. Sabota joining the rush, but Druce has gone off on a line change, leaving Sabota with no one to pass to. He just carries it to the corner. Bodine looking for it there. The Kings cleared the zone.
Well, number 9, Zubers, is out the ice again. He scored 2 goals this season on 2 shots. So he hasn't gotten that many chances, but he makes them count when they're there.
He thinks his goaltending up here is overrated.
Yeah.
Here's Zubers sneaking the pass to Otto. Otto will send it airborne to the right of Defoe. Chasing is Modry, and he's given some room to bank it out to the center zone. Goes off a skate, picked up by Klima. Klima has to wait, though. A teammate had gone in offsides. Now everything is straight, but Klima turns it over. Pokes it away, though, from Zubris. Klima had to wait again as a mate had gone in ahead of the play. So Otto goes cross ice to Podine. And Sean Podine just dishes into the Los Angeles zone. Flyers will change players. Sean O'Donnell back to pick up. 16 minutes, 15 seconds remain. Here's a turnover. Brind'Amour the steal. Back to the point. The shot, Therrien. Save made by Defoe. Rebound, Leclerc looking for it. Leclerc will jab it around for Renberg. Renberg not get it back to Leclerc initially. John working hard as always, though, able to get to it. To the corner, Brind'Amour for Renberg with some room. Renberg spinning. Renberg to the high slot. Renberg points it to Samuelson. It hopped over his stick. Out to the neutral zone. Shell was knocked down. Hauls the puck in. And gets the whistle that he desired. So the Flyers with 2 early goals here in the second have built the 3-goal lead.
No matter where we live, when it comes to something as important as healthcare, we all want the best. That's why Aetna and U.S. Healthcare have joined forces to create a partnership that will set a new standard of quality and care in the healthcare industry. Aetna and U.S. Healthcare, raising the quality of healthcare for your town, for your family, for you.
Sounds like someone forgot to fill up with Exxon 93 Supreme. Put a Tiger in your tank. While Exxon gasoline helps keep your fuel system clean, your garage is up to you. Put a Tiger in your tank.
2 party suites with private seating capacities of up to 140 are available for all types of business and social gatherings. They come with great amenities and can be tailored to meet all of your group needs. If you'd like more information, call 215-389-9500. Carl Dykhouse. The Flyers, one of the 3 goal scorers. Pass goes off the back of the skate. The Flyers have it with Renberg moving up with speed. Renberg in, leaves it for Brind'Amour. The shot, saved Defoe, rebound. Renberg stopped by Defoe, and he's able to haul the puck in and cover up.
That's 5 shots already for the Flyers in this second period. LA has not countered with any. So right now Defoe could sue for non-support. Boy, the Flyers are just wheeling. You can see LA backing in, allowing the Flyers to cross over that blue line. And when you do that, the team is going to generate a lot of scoring chances.
Well, the Flyers playing for the first time against a team from the Western Conference. Gary, we all heard talk about the difference in style of play. Is it true?
Yes, it is. It's more wide open, freewheeling. You get into the Eastern Conference, a lot closer checking. We witnessed that with
Yes.
New Jersey and Florida.
Witnessed it at its best or worst, whichever you'd like to call it. Depends on your perspective, I suppose. More open ice in this one, and the Flyers have been taking advantage of it. Dykhouse to Svoboda. Back around for Dykhouse. Advance to Druce, and the Flyers look for another scoring chance. Moving up, Kordic. Trying to get it to Klatt. He had been hooked down. They'll go after the puck now. Klatt shouldered by Nordstrom. The puck rolling to the corner. Perreault taken down. Wacom, well, he took a long time and finally did go up with the arm, and the Flyers will get penalized.
And Trent Klatt is going to go off on the hook. In the game against Jersey, he took a hit in open ice and did not return with a shoulder bruise, but he's back in the lineup for this one. Now, that's just a type of penalty that you don't want to take when you're in the offensive zone. Hook a man from behind.
Just got him. Wacom thought long and hard about that one. Did not go up initially with the arm, but eventually he did. That's all that counted. So the Kings with their third power play. Right at 5 minutes of this second period. Kevin Haller out as part of the penalty kill for Philadelphia, along with Otto Podine and Desjardins. The power play for the Kings, which has been a good one in the early season. Klima and Blake on the points. Ray Ferraro, Dmitry Tristich are up front. Two guys who certainly can put the puck in the net, and they're looking to get the other member of the power play, Kevin Stevens, going. He is still without a point. And the only reason they want Kevin Stevens, one of the main reasons, is to score. He has not been able to do that. Only 3 goals in 23 games as a Los Angeles King, going back to last year after he was acquired for Rick Tocchet. Battle on for the puck in the Philadelphia zone. Haller there, and he has room to clank it off the glass and down the ice.
Well, you got to admire the way Rob Blake plays. He just hits everybody in sight. I think Larry Robinson wished he had a few more players like him.
Rob Blake idolized Larry Robinson as a kid, played with him when Robinson came over to the Kings, and now Robinson's his coach. So certainly a lot of Robinson influence with Rob Blake, and that's not a bad influence to have. The point Klima, but he fires it out of his zone trying to go cross ice. So the Kings have to retool with now 50 seconds remaining in the power play. Klima just bails out to the neutral zone. That goes right to Therrien. He fires it deep to Los Angeles ice again. Nothing doing thus far on this power play for the Kings. John Slaney headmans to Stevens. Kevin Stevens moving in the right wing. Bodied nicely by Therrien. Stevens still after the puck, and he's able to poke it to Paul DiPietro. Pietro rolling it around to the corner. Brindamore getting help from teammate Podine, who's wrapped up by Stevens. The puck kept in by Klima. Rolls to the corner. Therrien, another solid check on Stevens, and that allows Podine time to clear, but not out. Slaney keeps it in to Perreault. Perreault double teamed by Samuelson and Brindamore. Samuelson reverses. Podine to the puck in the corner. He'll try to lift it out of the zone, and he does.
Flyers are getting good practice in killing penalties. They are the second most penalized team in the National Hockey League. 73 minutes they've accumulated after 2 games. They'll add to that total tonight.
Well, they are now 11 for 12 on the penalty kill this season, so they're doing the job. Here's Eric Desjardins with some ice room to Falloon in the left wing. Falloon has a step, drops it back. Desjardins shot, and a bad save by Defoe. Desjardins get in front, and Falloon had it elude him as he was all alone in scoring range. The counterattack, Eddie Olchuk. Olchuk's pass to the slot. Perreault chopping at it. It rolls around. Svoboda's there, and he fires it out of the zone. And skips and jumps, and now rolls across the goal line, icing on Philadelphia. Good action in the Core State Center here in Game 3. The Flyers lead 3-0.
Everyone wants a quiet place to get away. Here's one within driving distance. The new Camry. Thanks to a new level of sound-absorbing technology, including a special alloy in the steering wheel to reduce vibration, so the only thing you feel is good. The new Camry. Quieter, smoother, better than ever.
We have a wonderful 75 Lacouille Cabernet, or an exquisite 58 Le Boussemillon, or a 62 Jevoux Pinot if you're in the mood for...
No. Enough of that old stuff. The lady and I would prefer something fresh. How about something in a lager? What do you got in a Budweiser from, say, early this month?
Budweiser, guaranteed fresh with born-on dates.
Flyers hockey is brought to you by Brewery Fresh Budweiser. Now with a born-on date. Is your beer fresh? Now Terry Murray and the rest of the coaches of the National Hockey League preach defense. 8 teams are under 2 goals against average. 12 teams, 2 or better, and 18 of the 26 teams are under 3 goals per game. So thus far in the season, the defensive aspect of the game has reigned supreme.
Funny thing, though, they tried to make some rule changes to add more offense, and it's been a defensive start. That Johnson knocked down as he tried to get the backhander off, turning around with it, LaPerriere. Rolls behind the net. Snow, who's not afraid to leave the crease, pokes it to the boards. Black able to deliver a hit, and also that was one where both players looked to make the hit at the same time. The puck ended up out of the Flyers zone. LaPerriere stops it. Did not be handled. It just rolls to Snow, and he'll cover up in front of big Dan Bilesma. Well, next month on Prism, Liam Neeson and Jessica Lange star in the kilt-raising tale of love, honor, bloodlust, and revenge. Don't miss Rob Roy coming next month on Prism. Ever had your kilt raised?
I'm not touching that one. Well, LA, no shots in their last 2 power plays, so it's either the inept work of LA on the power play or the good penalty killing. I think the good penalty killing by the Flyers just shut them down.
Here's Blake, winding, firing, deflection, save Snow. That one definitely changed direction, and Snow made the stop. Daniels was unable to clear. Samuelson will get a crack at it. They'll headman out of the reach of Kordic, played by Blake. Blake turns it over to Brind'Amour. Here's the footsteps of Kordic, I think. Here's Brind'Amour moving in. The pass off to Daniels for the shot, and the blocker saved by Defoe. Daniels and Kordic just run Blake over, but Blake ends up on top of the puck. Matt Johnson comes in and has some words and a shove for Kordic, and there's a lot of gasoline around a fire right now with the combination of players you have out there.
Just a flick of the match, and watch out. Now, Dan Kordic gave Blake a little of his own medicine, because Blake has had about 5 or 6 good hits in tonight's contest, and so Dan Kordic, one of the hitmen of the Flyers, just stepped in. A good drop pass by Rod Brind'Amour set up that shot by Scott Daniels. And then you saw Kordic just come in and level Blake. Real good hit. That's called finishing your check. Wow. I don't think I'd want to get hit by Kordic either.
No, thank you. He is
he packs some weight.
Yes, 6'5", 235, and it's relatively even. And some good ones. Haller's shot goes wide. Flyers with a 7-1 shot advantage in the second period, 21-9 for the game. They have played well. Desjardins cross ice to Kevin Haller. Pass bounces away from Podine. Back to get it, Doug Zamolin, the former Dallas Star and San Jose Shark. Got it as far as the corner. It's tipped around his skates. Podine able to get to Zubris. Zubris knocked down, given some rough treatment by Kevin Stevens, and the Kings clear the zone. Desjardins back to get it. Cross ice for Podine. Podine had trouble finding it. Now the redirection, nice pass by Otto, takes the check, gets to Zubris, moving up. Zubris going one-on-one against Zamolin, and with the help of Defoe, they're able to poke it away. If the goaltender doesn't come out there, I think Zubris might have gotten to that one. Here's DiPietro chasing after the puck. Haller beats him to it and banks it out of the zone. When Zubris gets the puck in a one-on-one, he is entertaining.
And he's also going to find that a lot of the players in the National League are very good at one-on-one situations.
That's right.
And it's not always going to be able to beat them. And what he has to do is just look around to see if somebody's coming late.
O'Donnell play the puck in. Svoboda retrieves, rolling it around. Dykos intercepted by Ferraro. Ferraro gets around a prone Svoboda, centers it in front, loose puck. And the Flyers did a good job of tying it up, but it bounces to Ferraro, spins, it's decked, and a penalty coming up as Snow covers the puck. A penalty as Svoboda knocked Ferraro down on the doorstep, and Wacom will send Svoboda to the sin bin.
Again, he's had his share of penalties early in the year. Watch in front of the net as the Flyers look like they're going to clear the zone, and then the follow the bouncing puck. Dykhouse overskated it, and that gave the LA Kings a good scoring chance. But Svoboda came to the rescue, and he is going to the dressing room.
Yeah, he was all hunched over when he got up from that collision. And he appears to have some sort of discomfort, and we'll try to get a report on him for you. In the meantime, Flyers will be shorthanded.
Now, the LA Kings have been decimated by injury. 6 regulars are out of the lineup. The Flyers have a couple. Although Dan Lacroix is starting to skate, may be available for the West Coast swing. Eric Lindros still not back on skates.
Cross-checking is the call on Svoboda, and it'll be Scott Daniels serving for Svoboda since Svoboda left the ice surface with the injury. So a chance to get on the board for the Kings as we've ticked past the halfway point of regulation time. 9:56 to go, second period. Haller tied up by Perreault. Good battle for the puck there. Haller and Ferraro now. Brindamore comes in as Brindamore comes away with the puck, but he's tied up, couldn't clear, and the Kings get it. Kristich to Slaney, and they set it up. Slaney, quick shot. That one batted away with the screen in front. Kristich to the puck. Chopped at by Desjardins. In comes Otto. Otto and Desjardins trying to work the puck free from Kristich. Rolls to Ferraro, now to the circle. Kristich back to the point. The shot, Slaney deflected wide. Now back to Modry. Modry with a shot. That one again misses the target. Slaney in. They'll roll it around. Ferraro. Ferraro couldn't control. Batted by him by Haller. Haller pokes it out. He's got a breakaway. If he can get the speed going, he couldn't. Coming back was Slaney to knock it away. And the pass from Kristich intercepted. Flyers find Podine in the neutral zone. Sean Podine in on the right wing. Podine trying to make the move. Cutting in front. Podine. Defoe goes down. Looking for the puck was Druce. But it was underneath Defoe. The arm up from Whatcom, and the penalty on the Kings. And so the power play over. We'll have some four-a-side hockey.
Well, Kevin Haller was right near the end of a shift. He didn't have much gas left in the engine. But Podine, watch this rush as he changes speed. And boy, he's grabbed from behind. So that little burst of energy by Sean Podine drew the penalty. Watch Kevin Haller now. Looked like he was going to be home free. And then just hooked from behind enough to slow him down. And that allowed the LA Kings to come back defensively and stop any further progress by Kevin Haller.
Sean Podine, who one of the top penalty killers, not only on this team, Gary, I don't think I'm going out on a limb, one of the top penalty killers in the National Hockey League.
Yeah, and it's all hard work. He brings so much enthusiasm to the table. Every time he's on the ice, you know that he's going to give it everything he has, and that's really the mark of a good player when you can count on Podine to do that every time.
His enthusiasm leads to Modry sitting in the penalty bench. Four-a-side hockey. In 50 seconds, the Flyers will get a 1-minute power play. Restarian to John Leclerc. Leclerc looking things over as he moves up with it. And he's poke checked. John Leclerc and Michael Renberg seem to have their signals crossed a time or two in the early season. They're trying to get reacquainted to one another. Here's Renberg blasting, and it was Leclerc who beat him into the zone offsides. I think that having not played together a lot last year maybe had an impact on Leclerc and Renberg, but you have a feeling they will get it in sync before too long. Flyers are in sync tonight, up by 3.
If you think the picture is getting bleaker for healthcare in America, that there's no way to control both cost and quality, then take another look. Because right here in Philadelphia, someone's painting a brighter picture, reforming the healing process so people can go home better, not just faster. Allegheny University Hospitals, the next level of care.
You know, life's unfair. Showing you these freshly baked Pizza Hut pizzas when you're this hungry? A choice of 12 toppings, piping hot, 3 amazing crusts, unbearably tempting. It's just not fair. But at least these prices are. $7.99 for a medium pizza with 1 topping, or $12.99 for 2. Pick up the phone and call us. What's that? Oh, you've already ordered from somewhere else, have you? Well, it's just not your day, is it, my man?
By work of magic, Swoboda is back, and he will assume his position in the penalty box till his time is over. Daniels on the bench.
In 28 seconds, Flyers go to the man advantage. Still 4-a-side right now as LaPerriere tries to hit Stevens, too far ahead of him. Snow comes out, and that is icing. Icing on Los Angeles. That's why Snow did not touch the puck. just shielded Stevens off, and Therrien touched up. We were talking, Gary, about John LeClair and Michael Renberg, and they really didn't have a lot of time together during camp.
Absolutely, and that has a little bit to do with it. They played with different center icemen, so it takes a little while to get on track, but you know, those are two quality players. They all shoot the puck so well. They have great skating motions, and you know, earlier in the year, there's not a lot of skating room for teams because of the close checking, except tonight. They must feel a breath of fresh air, you know, playing against LA, because they have had a chance to show their skills, and both of them have had good scoring chances.
And of course, they're both awaiting the return of Eric Lindros, who remains out with a groin injury. Eric is still not skating, got a second opinion this week, and is at least a week away. Here's a shot, save made, rebound, score! Getting his own rebound was Ian LaPerriere, and the Kings are on the board. It's 3-1.
Now, the importance of challenging at the blue line and not allow the opposition to cross over the blue line. Flyers failed to do this, and LaPerriere took advantage of it. Let's watch how they back up. And a rebound wasn't steered far enough into the corner by goaltender Garth Snow, and LaPerriere followed it up. So after he releases the shot, you want to just tie up that man and not allow him to go at the net. Terry not able to do that, and so the LA Kings are on the board.
It's an even strength goal. 1 second before the Flyers power play was, penalty I should say, was to finish up. That power play has begun for Philadelphia. LeClair has the puck. LeClair and Slaney together. Brind'Amour comes over. Flyers will try to set it up. Brind'Amour, instead of giving it back to the open point man, dished it down low. In comes Dykhouse. Dykhouse to Renberg for Brind'Amour. He was too deep. Renberg shot. Fired it wide. LeClair couldn't handle that one home from the doorstep. Too much on it. Desjardins around. LeClair. LeClair tried to center. That hit the goaltender's stick. Fished free by Brind'Amour. Desjardins gets it back to Brind'Amour. Brind'Amour is tied up. Gets the puck again. Played it back to Renberg, who was tied up by Kristich. They jab it back to Desjardins. Hill wide and fire! High and wide. Rolls all the way back to Dykhouse. Dykhouse looking things over for Brind'Amour. Dykhouse, just 5 seconds remaining in the power play. Dykhouse will take the shot. Save Defoe. He squeezed it long enough to get the whistle from Steve Wacom.
Tell you what, Carl Dykhouse has got a lot of mustard on that shot of his, and the key for him is he's getting it through from his point position. You know, it's all right for a defenseman to get those shots away, but a lot of times they don't get through. That one did. John LeClair on the doorstep. Defoe, a little problem trying to hang on to it. Finally, the whistle blows, but that's a pretty good combination. Carl Dykhouse shooting it, John LeClair in front and setting up the screen.
Dykhouse goes over to the bench. Takes a rest. Just the 1 second remaining on the penalty to Modry. Less than 7 to play in this second period. Rob Blake harassed by LeClair. Gets to DiPietro. It's passed by Modry out of the penalty bench. Perrier just backhands in. The goal for the Kings. LaPerriere is second from Nordstrom at 12:03. Even strength goes 4 aside. And the puck went in. 3-1 hockey game at the Coors State Center. One of those games where you're in a key point right now. The Kings trying to get back at it. Another goal by the Flyers would put a big hole in their balloon. Here's Desjardins winding it in. Brind'Amour after it. Tried to center, went off the stick. Batted out to the center zone by Blake. DiPietro to Bilesma. And Bilesma in on the right wing. Dropped it back for Potomski. Potomski stopped by Samuelson. Therrien will wind it, and he finds Renberg, who gets to LeClair, and it went under his stick all the way down. Would have been icing. If the Flyers get there, it won't be, and it is canceled. Is the icing. Renberg behind the net. Tried to center to Brind'Amour, hit the side of the cage. Samuelson is shot wide, and that one will bounce out and take a strange hop to DiPietro. 3-on-2 for the Kings. DiPietro, left wing feed for Kevin Stevens. Stevens back out in front. DiPietro shot, save. Snow with a screen in front. The puck the other way, and Howardchuk has it. Howardchuk trying to get a step, and he lost control. O'Donnell able to get it back, and the Kings look to start the other way, but the pass off to Mark Samuelson gobbles it up.
What's important for the Flyers, you better make sure they don't trade 3-on-2 breaks. And there's a lot of hockey to be played. You don't want to get careless right now and allow LA some good scoring chance to get back in this game.
Howardchuk to the puck. Howardchuk. Into Falloon. Couldn't control Eddie Olchuk. Shovels it out of the zone. This is not icing. could hear Art Snow bellowing out as he holds the puck aside for Dykhouse. Swoboda. Back for Dykhouse. Lost the bouncing puck. LaPerriere picks it up. LaPerriere to Olczyk, the shot, and a save by Snow as he kicks it out of there. A long outlet is for Falloon. He is over 2 lines. Offsides. Crowd not liking that call at all, but Pat Falloon denied by the linesman's call.
I love to work with children because they're so much fun. They keep you on your toes. Every day is different. Children have very different healthcare needs than adults. U.S. Healthcare has allowed us to offer parents the whole spectrum of preventative care that they need for their children. They have acted as a leader in the areas of immunization and preventative care. And as a family physician, I think healthcare should be within everyone's reach. I love being a family physician. There's nothing else I'd rather do.
Single-game luxury suites are now available. Luxury suites include 12 seats, reserved parking passes, food and beverage, private restrooms, and host service. Congratulate, celebrate, entertain. Luxury suites are great for entertaining business clients, provide employee incentives, or just to party with friends. Single-game luxury suites start at $2,500. Limited number of suites available. Reserve your suite today. Call the Core State Center Premium Seating at 215-389-9500.
Hats off to the Philadelphia Flyers. For every hat trick scored by a Flyers player, Core State's Bank is proud to make a contribution to the Flyers Wives Fight for Lives Carnival.
You know, the last giveaway by the Flyers that resulted in a scoring chance for OA. When you're in your zone and the opposition has 3, you better not be outnumbered. The Flyers only had 2 men back. LA had 3, consequently a chance developed from that.
Kings playing it in. They have new life. There's no question that goal has given them a bit of jump. Olczyk to Klima. He's checked by Dykhouse and the puck onto the center zone. But Smolik gathers there. Pass tipped and picked up by Olczyk. Couldn't find Ferraro. Dykhouse goes cross ice to Swoboda. Swoboda hit the referee with that clearing attempt. Get another crack at it. He rides Olczyk in. Ferraro couldn't get the puck out of there. It's tied up in skates. Swoboda goes down, puts his glove on top of it, and gets the whistle.
Now, one thing Larry Robinson, coach of the LA Kings, makes sure of that his players give an all-out effort, and they're showing it. Even though they fell behind 3-0, still applying pressure, making things difficult in the Flyers' end of the ice. So you cannot sit back and try to protect that lead.
Everyone is talking about the Phantoms of the American Hockey League. You can catch the new kids on Broad Street tomorrow night at the Core State Spectrum when the Phantoms battle the Binghamton Rangers. 7 o'clock game. Tickets are available. And remember, kids tickets just $7. To get tickets, call Ticketmaster 215-336-2000.
I was impressed with the Phantoms last game, playing 3 games in 3 nights. Over 9,000 people at the Core State Spectrum.
Dominic Rousseau was between the pipes. That
very entertaining game.
Yeah, the reviews were very good. Bill Barber has a good-looking hockey team. John LeClair moving one-on-one. Winds and fires that one off the skate of Blake and wide. Back to Desjardins trying to corral the bouncing puck. Did not get the puck deep. Nordstrom has it. He misses connections on a pass. That goes all the way down. Snow plays the puck. Blake reaching for it. Poked by him. Then it was Nordstrom outreaching Brindamore for it. The puck played by Ferraro, the one-time Islander. Turnover, Leclerc to Renberg. Shot blocked. Bounces back to Brindamore. It's ridden by Blake. Leclerc comes in. Here the referee Wacom telling the players to watch their sticks. Leclerc holding the defenseman off with one arm, controlling the puck with the other. Gets to Brindamore. Brindamore in front. Leclerc tipped it. Defoe made the save. Brindamore shot. And that hit a body in front and winds up underneath the Kings defenseman. Flyers getting some good pressure.
Not a lot of defensemen in the National Hockey League are going to outmuscle John LeClair for the puck. And he just held off the defender in the corner and until the play was to be made. And once he made the play, he was looking for the opportunity to get in front of that net. And then knocked down from behind by Ray Ferraro.
John LeClair taking a peek up at the big scoreboard at the Core State Center. Still the only NHLer from the state of Vermont. Kings have it off the draw. Brent Grieve couldn't get it out of the zone. Flyers will get to this. Falloon. Arm is up. Penalty upcoming on the Kings. Howard-Chuck jabs it to the corner as Kristich plays the puck. The interference signal given. The Flyers will go back to the man advantage.
Well, the Flyers will go back to the power play. Your team has been able to execute a goal. I'm sorry, Dykhouse scored the goal. So the Flyers did capitalize, so it's O'Donnell gets the interference call. And O'Donnell, 5 years pro from Buffalo in '94. This is his second full year in the National Hockey League. Played 71 games last season.
Have to admire his perseverance, though. O'Donnell, 272 minor league games before he got his first NHL game. He stuck with it. Now he finds himself in the big time.
And he has to play feisty hockey in order to stay here, and he has done exactly that for the Kings.
Another delay. This one due to the patch of ice in front of Defoe. I get the feeling Byron Defoe is very particular about that ice in front of him. This is the second or third time that the linesmen have had to go to work on the ice in front of the netminder.
Now, last year, the LA Kings scored 72 power play goals. They had 72 scored against them when they were short, so that was a wash. But they scored 12 shorthanded goals, had 18 against, so a -6 wasn't that bad. It's the even strength goals that LA gave up that caused them all kinds of trouble. And remember, they got off to a very good start at the beginning of the year, and then they just faded into sunset.
Haller and Svoboda on the points. Howard-Chuck, Zubris, and Falloon up front. Zubris added to this power play unit. And he works the puck back to Haller. Thought about the shot and tried the pass. And the Kings able to get to it. And then Kristich clears the zone. Svoboda is retreating with it. Tries to sneak the pass through traffic along the boards. It didn't make it. Haller has to go back and get it. Kevin Haller. At Falloon, and he'll drill it in. Around it goes. Howard-Chuck corrects it with his skate back behind the net. Zamolik kept up by Zubris. And Zubris finds the puck in his skates. Back behind the net to Howard-Chuck for Falloon. Side of the cage. Chopped it back to Howard-Chuck. Zubris will get to it. Minus Zubris. The point Svoboda. Now Zubris. Well, he banned on the shot attempt. Howard-Chuck tried to get to Falloon. Intercepted and cleared all the way down. Brad Zubris forcing things a tad with that shot attempt. Flyers will change players. Boda's pass, though, off the mark, and Nordstrom has time to turn and fired all the way down. 50 seconds remaining in the Flyer power play. Less than 2 in the second period. It's 3-1. Philadelphia Flyers chance to bury the Kings with these power plays they're getting. Have not been able to put them away quite yet. Play the puck in. Defoe is out. Played along the board. Brindamore. Puck back for Desjardins. Keeps it in. Leclerc. John Leclerc left alone behind the net. His pass for Renberg just off the mark and a little hot to handle. And it goes back into the Flyers zone.
Yeah, that had a lot of power on that shot. I don't think Michael, even if he would have touched it, would have been able to handle it.
Renberg skating up with it. His pass to Brindamore onside. Brindamore back to Renberg. Bouncing puck. Tried to squeeze it through to Leclerc, but it's poked away. And Olchuk hits the Bylsma. Bylsma to the Flyer line. That's it. Dyke counts with a pass to Desjardins. He tries to hit Leclerc. Missed him. Leclerc back after it. Run into, but Leclerc didn't even budge with that hit. Still had control, but good pass by the Kings. They move it up to Ferraro. One-on-one against Therien as Ferraro waits for help and now finds Olchuk. But the arm is up.
Olchuk's going to get a penalty on the hook.
Yeah.
He hooked Rod Brindamore to try and gain position and get a clear scoring chance. And referee Walkham, he was right beside the play, so he had no trouble making the call. So Eddie Olchuk, a 27 goal scorers for the now defunct Winnipeg Jets. Look at the right side as Olchuk will hook Brindamore, spin him around, and that allowed Olchuk to get in the clear. So the hooking call goes against Olchuk, and the Flyers continue with the power play. It's a 5-on-3.
Larry Robinson. It's 5-on-4. Larry Robinson can't be very happy with all these penalties. His team just had killed off the penalty to O'Donnell, and now They're right back in a short-handed situation, and you're down 2 goals. Very difficult to come from behind when you're short a man. Haller, a turnover. DiPietro will just backhand in. Haller will go back for it. Haller and Svoboda on the points. Falloon up front with Hawerchuk and Bruce rejoins them. Svoboda moving it in. Falloon will get there. Matt Falloon from the side of the net carries behind and tried to send it in front. Caught up on the back of the net. Hawerchuk trying to get it out in front. He's tied up. It's Falloon. Falloon to Hawerchuk. Back to the point, Haller. Cross ice. That's Dykhouse. Puck skipped on him. Then he takes the shot blocked by Slaney. Bruce after it. He's wrestled to the boards, and the Kings clear the zone. They throw it out of the zone, in fact, as time runs out in period number 2. Flyers will have 1 minute and 8 seconds of power play time when the 3rd period commences. They outscore the Kings 2-1 here in the second and carry the 3-1 advantage to the intermission. Downstairs to Ken.
Thanks very much, Jim. After 40 minutes of play here at the Core State Center, Flyers up 3-1. When we return, we will invite Jim and Gary back, further analyze tonight's second period of play and the overall first 40, as well as check out the night in hockey, the night in baseball. It is Ford intermission report time when we return to the Core State Spectrum. Once again, the score after 40 minutes of play, the Flyers 3, the Kings 1. Back with it all in a moment.
3rd period at the Core State Center. Set to get underway. Flyers with a power play and the lead. As we head into the final stanza, Garth Snow will try to protect that lead.
Now, Garth Snow and Ron Hextall really get along well together, and very competent goaltenders. I think the only time they have disagreements when they're on the golf course, they seem to play against one another. Snow won the last match. Can you believe that?
He has told everybody who will listen about that. There's a clearing attempt by the Kings. Bilesma able to get the job done. 48 seconds remaining on the Flyers power play. Dykhouse being taken down with a little help from Renberg there, but Renberg had skated up the ice. That's that separation that Terry Murray talks about. Want to give the defense support as you move up the ice. Here's Brind'Amour. Pass to Renberg. Renberg will wheel wide all the way around behind the net. Back out to Desjardins. To Renberg. The wrist shot was blocked in front, and Bilesma a chance to clear. Couldn't, but Nordstrom will drill it all the way down. Time for one more foray on this power play for the Flyers. Desjardins plays it in. Samolik's there with some room, and he got it off a teammate's stick down the ice. That was Kristich who frizzed it all the way down, and that'll do it. Flyers power play is over, so the Flyers 1 for 6 with a man advantage in this game. Remains a 2-goal lead. Pat Falloon navigating his way through the neutral zone, but losing the puck at the Los Angeles line. John Slaney. Brett Olchuk. Olchuk's cross-ice pass intercepted by Hawerchuk. And the Kings will get it again. Samolik around for Slaney. Kings moving up, but they turn it over. Here's Falloon stopping as he got in across the line. Tucks it into the corner. Bruce chases. He's bodied off by Samolik. Slaney outletting Kristich. 3-on-3 to the center zone for the Kings. The left wing feed. Moving in is Ferraro. Dumping it back to Perreault. His shot goes wide. Ferraro then tried to center. Samuelson around the boards, but not out. O'Donnell keeps it in. His shot deflected, and it dribbled just wide. Looked as though that may have been deflected with a stick up high, but no ruling from the officials. So play carries on. The puck bounces to Ferraro. Backhander saves Snow. Left the rebound right in the crease, and he jumps down on top of it.
I agree with you there, Jim. I thought the deflection, LA player had the stick over his head when that deflected down. But play went on. Let's watch it as O'Donnell fires it from the point. Oh, it was low. Wow. That just went by the left pad of Garth Snow. Look at the positioning of Garth Snow here. Just lets the puck hit him in the blocker. And then with that stick, shovels the puck to his glove hand. Meanwhile, defensemen were right in front of him, protecting, not allowing a possibility of a rebound shot.
Replay proves us wrong again. You gotta get rid of those replays.
Either that or keep your mouth shut.
Well, our position is high above the ice surface here at the Core State Center. Hard for us, I guess, to tell whether the stick was too high, but first look, it appeared as though Kristich was up too high, but clearly on the replay he was legal, and if that had gone in, it would have counted. Your Delaware Valley Mercedes-Benz dealers are giving it all they've got by donating a 1997 Mercedes-Benz in support of the Flyers Wives Fight for Lives Carnival.
See, we want to make the replay people look good.
This is where we are, way up here. And as you pan out, you get an idea of where we are in the Core State Center.
Yeah, to the right and to the left are the oxygen masks.
It is a big building, and we are at the top of it. Yeah, the ice surface is coming up eventually. There it is. Big, beautiful building, the Core State Center. Otto wins the draw. Bodine trying to clear the zone, but would not. Samuelson has a crack at it, though, and he bounces it out through center ice. Race back for the puck. Rob Blake gets to it. Blake with a pass off his stick. Haller there. Haller tied up. Bodine. Finally, it's Zubris. Zubris will wind and fire. Blocked. You know, if he fires the puck on net, it's going in. He's 2 for 2 this year. Here's Bodine to Zubris. Zubris back to Haller. Haller around behind. Racing after Bodine. Samuelson as well, but the Kings able to poke it out through the neutral zone. Zubris goes back to retrieve. Dinus Zubris, the youngest player in the National Hockey League. Did not get that puck out of the zone. There's a centering attempt, goes all the way back to the point. A pass in front from Zamolik, off target, and the puck cleared by Kordic. He banks it, it goes all the way down, misses the crease. So this is icing as Slaney touches up. 16:45 left in the third, Flyers by 2.
By moving Intrepid's wheels toward the corners, we made it stable and sure-footed. Now we're moving in a slightly different direction. The new Dodge Dakota. It's full of surprises. With Viper, we learned to cook. Now we're turning up the heat again. The new Magnum-powered Dodge Dakota. It's full of surprises.
Flyers season tickets are sold out. The only way to catch Flyers action live at the Core State Center is club box seating. Located in the lower level, Flyers club box seat packages include tickets to all Flyers regular season home games, private lounge with bar service, private restrooms, and host service. A limited number of club box seats remain at $5,500. Get your Flyers club box seats now. Call the Core State Center premium seating at 215-389-9500.
Fans, don't forget that the Flyers will be right back at it on Sunday night at 7 p.m. against the Calgary Flames right here at the Core State Center. For information about tickets, including the VIP luxury seating packages, call Ticketmaster at 215-336-2000. And, of course, we will have the game right here on Prism for you if you can't make it down to the Core State Center. Tonight it's a 3-1 hockey game. Flyers on top. Kings trying to mount a comeback. Svoboda. The Dykhouse quickly for Leclerc. Not as much room in the neutral zone early in the third, Gary.
You know, well, for the Flyers, that's what they want to do. Cause the turnovers in between the two blue lines and then get that transition play working.
That's icing on Los Angeles. Dykhouse touching up.
Well, for the LA Kings, their average height is 6'1", weight 199 pounds, and their age is 25.4 years, so they're a relatively young team, but it's made up of 12 Canadians, 5 from the United States, 3 Czechs, 2 Russians, 2 Finns, 1 from the Ukraine, 1 Swede, and 1 from England. So that's...
Have fun if you're trying to communicate. 7 different nationalities, 8 different languages when you include French Canadians, and Larry Robinson has to talk to all of them at once. Not very...
I guess teams now are hiring interpreters.
Yeah, well, some have. Tell you what, though, it is the sign of the times in the NHL. Who would have believed it a decade ago? See that kind of diverse lineup in the NHL. Peter Svoboda back to get the puck. 4 minutes in, third period. And Kordic, rink-wide feed, picked off by Klatt. Klatt moving in, drop past Daniels. The shot, saved Defoe. He had trouble with it. Has to bat it a second time behind the net. Klatt and Daniels. Daniels couldn't quite work it free. Klatt trying to tie up Olchuk. Olchuk rolls it around to the other side. Matt Johnson clears the zone. Olchuk taken down by Klatt, penalty. Klatt will go. Tripping is the call. And the Kings will get a very big power play right here. A chance to get within 1.
Boy, Matt Johnson and Kordic have had a few words, but punches haven't been thrown. There's the takedown.
Eddie Olczyk grabbed a hold, went flying, and Klatt will sit. That's a veteran Olczyk. He's good at that kind of stuff. It might have been a hold. It might have been hooking. I'm not quite sure about a trip, but it doesn't much matter. 2 minutes for Trent Klatt at 4:26, and as I said, a big power play for Los Angeles.
Well, Eddie Olczyk, 13 years in the National Hockey League, his 13th. You get to know all the tricks of the trade. Last year, a productive year for the Winnipeg Jets. 27 goals, 49 points, and they didn't want his services anymore, so the LA Kings picked him up as a free agent.
He's been around 5 teams twice with the former Winnipeg Jets. Haller clears it all the way down. So the Kings power play. Blake and Klima on the points. Ferraro, Kristich, and Perreault up front. Flyers penalty killing has been so good this season as it was last year when they were second in the NHL. Blake keeping it in. The puck bounces to Kristich. And Klima rolling it back to Kristich. He's that up. Haller brings it off the glass. Blake will keep that in, rolling it back around behind. And skitters all the way to the corner. Kristich has it. Kristich checked by Haller. Puck bouncing free. Haller runs into Ferraro, who tries to kick it out in front. Kristich is after it. But Otto stayed right with him, and now Haller around the boards and all the way down.
It's got to be very frustrating for the LA Kings because they just haven't had any room at all. You know, constant pressure by the Flyer penalty killers. No time to set up.
And the Flyers, as always, once they get it clear, they send out fresh legs, different players. On the penalty kill, here's Klima, weaving his way back to his own line. Gets to Blake. Rink-wide feed handled by Kristich. Fanned on the pass. Kept in by Klima. They get the puck down low. Ferraro centers. Perreault's all alone. Stopped by Snow. Might have been in too tight, actually. There had no maneuverability. And Snow able to make the stop. Blake keeps it in. Blake cross ice. The shot. Klima saves Snow. Rebound. Therrien didn't get by Klima, but he couldn't find the puck, and it's 2-on-1. Druce and Brind'Amour. Druce moving in. Wide fires. Glove. Save Defoe. Snatches that one right out of the air and hangs on. A great short-handed chance, but Defoe comes up big.
Now the LA Kings were very vulnerable last year, giving up 18 short-handed goals, and it looked like their first of the year here as a 2-on-1 break. Klima playing the left point. Boy, Defoe really makes a good play here. Look at how far out he was. I'm sure if Druce had that one over again, faked the slap shot, just slide it over to Rod Brind'Amour, who was home free. But when you make up your mind to shoot and you're in the act with that stick back, it's tough to stop and change your mind.
I'm not sure Rob Blake gave him that option, though, did he, Gary? He was sliding across there. Usually the defenseman will just give the goaltender the one-out.
Yeah, and he makes sure that the pass doesn't go across.
Blake did that, and he also got over and forced Druce a little bit. Very impressive player, Rob Blake. Nordstrom gives the puck up to Olczyk. Power play running out of time for Los Angeles. Fired in Stevens to it. Centers, chopped away by Podine, kept in by Slaney. Slaney with a pass to Grieve. His shot blocked by Podine. How many times do you see that where Podine goes down to knock a shot away? Power play is over. One chance for the Kings. Stevens shuttles the puck to the corner. Leclerc is there. Ran into some traffic, but got the puck eventually to Renberg, who dishes to Brind'Amour. Brind'Amour in on the right wing. Leclerc is joining. Brind'Amour's pass bounces behind the net. Leclerc tried to center. That one was taken away by Los Angeles. Nordstrom got it to Grieve, and Brent Grieve, who had 13 shots in the first 3 Kings games, just fired it through the neutral zone. We've now played more than 7 minutes here in the third. Still 3-1 Philadelphia. Pass off the mark. Laperriere dumps it back, and now O'Donnell rushes. O'Donnell on the tape to Laperriere. Fakes the shot, then takes it. Blocked by Haller. Snow steers to the boards. Laperriere shot blocked. Bilesma sends it through. O'Donnell a shot. Save Snow. The rebound is loose. Centered back out in front. Bilesma whack at it. Save Snow, and he sprawls to cover up. And then the punching and shoving begins in front.
Very good shift by the LA Kings. Gar Snow, 2 outstanding saves to keep the Flyers with a 2-goal lead. Watch Snow scrambling around, and then finally, through traffic, is able to spot that puck and hang on. Flyers continue to lead, 3-1, 12:25 left in the game.
There are many reasons to buy a new car. Now there are over 2,000 to buy the #1 selling Ford Taurus. Buy a '96 Taurus and get $2,000 cash back. Or get low 1.9% financing for up to 48 months. That's right, your choice. 2,000 cash back or 1.9 financing for 48 months. That'll save you thousands in monthly payments on Taurus. Redesigned with more standard horsepower, more passenger room, and rated #1 in safety. 2,000 cash back or 1.9 financing from your Quality Plus Ford dealer.
Freshness Hotline, what's the problem?
Man, my party is lame. I think I got some skunky beer.
Sir, relax. When was your beer born?
Born? What are you talking about?
It doesn't have a born-on date?
A what?
Do you have any Budweiser?
No, man, you gotta help me.
Okay, remain calm, sir. We're on our way.
New Born on Dating from Budweiser, because fresh beer tastes better.
Go! Sir, put down the skunky beer and slowly back away.
Saturday night at 9 o'clock, Wing star Tim Daly and Sean Young star in a comedic twist on the traditional tale of Dr. Jekyll and his magic potion. Don't miss the hilarious Dr. Jekyll and Ms. Hyde. Saturday night at 9 o'clock exclusively on Prism.
Well, this has been a real good period for the LA Kings. They've been the better team. They've had 5 chances to 1 by the Flyers, and they've outshot them 5-2 in this third period. But Gar Snow has come up very large for the team.
And a good look at the fans getting into this one as the Flyers look to make it 2 in a row. Rob Blake. His pass intercepted by Howardchuk. Just flicks it back into the Los Angeles zone. Nordstrom goes back, Drusen on him, gives him a rub, but it's Yannick Perreault with an outlet. Ray Ferraro gets a step. Ferraro coming in, the backhander saves Snow, and Ferraro crashes into Snow, who goes flying, and we've got some angry people back by the glass. Behind the net of Gar Snow. The arm from Wacom was not up. That does not mean he didn't call a penalty, but it might be an indication he's not going to. And you can hear Wacom right there saying he got knocked right into you, so no penalty.
Now, Ray Ferraro is not that type of player that's going to crash goaltenders, but on the backhand, he had to go to the backhand because Carl Dykhuis was really cutting down the angle. And here's another look at it. Look at Carl come back, forcing to that backhand, and there's not a lot to shoot at. Gar Snow took a lot of that away, and because Ray Ferraro had his head down, I don't think he saw the positioning of Gar Snow. He's got the head down, and then all of a sudden, there's Gar Snow. You're waving your arms. Why are you waving your arms at me here?
I owe you about 800 elbows, but Ray Ferraro.
You obviously don't agree with the call.
No, not necessarily the call. Ray Ferraro afterwards had a word or two for Gar Snow. I think Ray Ferraro thought that Garth embellished that quite a bit. And whether or not he did, Ferraro did crash into him. The question for the referee there is, did Dykhuis push Ferraro in? Flyers have called a 30-second timeout, and evidently Terry Murray and crew thought that should have been interference, although Terry right now is chatting with his team about game strategy.
Yeah, that's probably what he's talking about. 6-1 in shots. LA getting the scoring chances. The Flyers not. You know, the tendency when you have the lead is to sit back and kind of play that prevent style. That does not work. You have to grind it out and play for 60 minutes, and Flyers have stopped doing what they did in the first 2 periods to grab that 3-1 lead.
In New York, number 99, Wayne Gretzky has scored his first goal as a New York Ranger. Rangers still trailing Dallas 2-1. Ken Adelberger will have highlights of the action when this one is complete. Dave Brown, who spends the first 2 periods up with us in the press box, not necessarily in our booth, but up at this level, as the eye in the sky, and then goes down to the bench for the 3rd period, as you saw. Flyers win the draw. 5-a-side hockey. Haller, Codine, but Codine had nowhere to go with it. Blake takes over. Blake plays it into the Philadelphia zone. Haller goes back. Zubrus, rink wide. It's not on the money to Desjardins, but Podine has it. Got it airborne, but Blake knocks it down. That's a hand pass to Ray Ferraro.
Now, one way you can beat the strong forechecking is if you make the passes very quickly. And if Flyers do that, they'll get out of their own zone with a lot of ease.
Your Philadelphia area Mitsubishi dealers and Mitsubishi Motor Sales of America are proud to make a contribution to the Flyers' Wives Fight for Lives every time Eric Lindros scores a goal. You can score too by test driving a new 1997 model at your local Mitsubishi dealer.
Maybe we should have a substitute till Eric gets back in the lineup.
Well, folks at the Carnival are hoping Eric will be back very soon, and those donations can pick up. Kings have control. They need 2 to tie. Renberg to steal. He'll play it in. Leclerc will chase. Mullet goes back. Mullet checked by Leclerc, backhanded, and it was not kept in by Haller. That is offsides. Devin Haller missed a lot of training camp with the flu, but he has been at full strength, and a lucky fan with a souvenir right off the stick of Kevin Haller. When he fired that puck in, it ended up sneaking over the glass.
Well, going into the game, the Flyers had a 2 goals against average. One was an empty net goal. Ron Hextall, 1.51 goals against average, 93% save. So he had played 2 excellent games for the hockey club.
Well, they want to stress defense. They have not allowed a lot of goals in this one either, although too many chances for the Kings here in the third. So Terry Murray's liking. Brind'Amour banking to Leclerc in the corner. Leclerc back to Brind'Amour. Brind'Amour backhands across the shot. They score! Eric Desjardins off the great pass from Brind'Amour. 4-1 Philadelphia.
Now, a lot of happy Flyer fans with that goal. That gives you some breathing room. Well, 19,000 doing a lot of cheering. Now, what a pass to Eric Desjardins. Again, defensively, everybody's watching Rod Brind'Amour. He can see the whole play using the backhand. That was right on the tape, and Desjardins did not stop it. He just shot it all in one motion. Now, Stevens, he's over on that side. That's his man, but he was watching Brind'Amour. And when Desjardins saw the eyes focused on Brind'Amour, he just went in from his right point position. And that's another goal for the defenseman. That's 4 of them now.
3 of the 4 in this game, and also Dykhuis's goal against New Jersey. Remember last year the Flyers took forever. I think they had 2 goals from defensemen in the first month and a half of the season. They already have 4, as you mentioned, in less than 3 games. John Leclerc and Rod Brind'Amour getting assists on Desjardins first, so Leclerc has 2 helpers on the night. Brind'Amour is 499th career NHL point, as he is approaching a milestone of 500 points in this league. Most of them here, of course, with Philadelphia. Hawerchuk playing the puck back behind the net. O'Donnell up the glass. Miles may able to clear the zone. Kjell Samuelsson ranges over. Played it beyond Daniels. Daniels out with Druce and Hawerchuk. Bit of a different combination as Samuelsson plays the puck in.
Well, going into this game, LA had given up 12 even strength goals, so the problems for the Kings behind the blue line continues.
Daniels, nice pass to Hawerchuk. 2-on-2 with Druce. Hawerchuk swinging in the right wing. He'll just wind up and fire wide. That'll skitter all the way out to the neutral zone, all the way back into Philadelphia ice. In fact, the Swoboda retrieves. To Dykhuis. Dykhuis moving up. Dykhuis sidesteps a check. Dykhuis centers. Airborne. Podine couldn't knock it down. Zubrus. Or Podine. Being bumped by Modry. And to help out is Otto. Otto holds it behind Zubrus. Kicks it out of his skates. Zubrus in the corner. They'll just turn it back behind. Flyers cycling. Podine. Podine in front. It goes off a skate right through the crease. Otto. Joel Otto. Great strength and work by this line for the Flyers. Kings can't get the puck away. Now finally they knock it away from Otto, but it's kept in by Swoboda. His shot blocked. Rolls to Kristic. And the Kings have it. Perreault with a pass off the bench is Ferraro. Ferraro trying to center. That's deflected. Rolls toward the side. Perreault couldn't steady it. And the Flyers clear to the line. Not out. Blake, a shot blocked in front by Dykhouse. Sabota gets it out to the center ice area.
Now that last shift by the auto unit is a good example of shielding the puck in the offensive zone, also cycling the puck. As you said, Jim, LA couldn't get the puck away from Otto, Zubris, and Podine.
That line has looked strong in all 3 games, especially the last 2.
Yeah.
Pass by Renberg, intercepted. 8:35 and counting. Time working against the Los Angeles Kings as Blake fires to the corner. Desjardins avoids the check of Perreault, but the puck to Ferraro in traffic, bounces back to the point. Zamolik, a shot, score! That puck appeared to dip, and Zamolik and the Kings are back within 2.
That was deflected. It may have been Christage that deflected it, but Smolik from the defensive position, the left point, let the slap shot go. Now watch it change direction. Oh, it hit a Flyer stick. Okay. I don't know if that was Kevin Haller. Here's another look at it, and Garth Snow, he was in position to make the save, and then the change of direction, the puck dipped because of hitting the stick. So that goal will be credited to Smolik.
No chance at all for Garth Snow. Oh, the Kings still with 8+ minutes remaining, still alive in this one. Smolik back to get the puck. He gets the goal, his first, from Ferraro and Blake at 11:37. Slaney with a pass down low. Greavy scores! Brett Greaves somehow snuck that one in over the shoulder of Snow. We have a 1-goal hockey game. It's 4-3.
And suddenly everybody is in shock as the LA Kings come right back with another one. 4-3. Again, gaining the zone. Defensemen backing in. Forwards not coming back. And boy, Grieve, he just went right at the net using the backhand. Watch him just turn at the net. Samuelsson didn't have good position on him. And Snow left the rebound right in front. I guess it just went over the right pad. Just trickled in over the right pad. So Grieve is second of the year, and 7:58 left. What was a very comfortable 4-1 lead. Now a very tenuous 4-3 lead for the Flyers.
John Slaney gets the only assist. 12:02. The time. This one is tenuous. Otto and Blake, and here they go. Joe Otto and Rob Blake decide to fight. This will take Blake out of the game for 5 minutes at least, with only 7:41 remaining. Otto and Blake all tied up, unable to really get their arms. Oh, Blake, an uppercut left. That might have caught Otto. Otto then wrestles him down. So Rob Blake, well, I'm sure Larry Robinson would rather have on the ice. Well, now a 1-goal hockey game with 7:41 remaining, but he and Joe Otto looked each other in the eye and said, let's go.
If I was Terry Murray, I would rather have Otto on the ice also.
Yeah, I mean, protecting the lead, Joe Otto is a key element of that. So both teams will be missing key players. When we come back, it's suddenly a hockey game at 4-3. Philadelphia, 7:41 remaining.
It is a deep-rooted belief that life, by its very nature, is good, and that given time, everything in life, in its own way, gets better. Even cars. The new Camry. Smoother, quieter, better than ever.
Lots and lots, tons and tons of tennis balls. Some of the things that are on my Discover card statement, I travel quite a bit. Ooh, didn't know that the golf balls around here. Just relax, enjoy nature, and very good. Labidochromis, Caeruleus. They don't want to play with me now because I beat them 90% of the time. I'll take out $100 to buy the bait, gas up the boat.
How many credit cards make a statement like that?
Let's see, what else do I have on this?
It pays to Discover. Use it where you see the Novus sign.
Now you can see the Flyers backed up over the blue line. This allows the LA Kings to cross over the blue line. And as Grieve goes for the net, he gets a perfect pass and has a step on Samuelson and then gets his own rebound and puts it in the net. This playback is brought to you by the Discover card.
Well, I was wrong in saying they would both be gone for 5 minutes. They both get 2 for roughing.
That's it?
Are you kidding me? 2 for roughing. Well, we've seen an example of this, Gary, twice now early this year, where they don't give the fighting majors unless it's really deserved, I guess.
I guess you have to throw more than 5 or 6 punches before it's classified as a 5-minute major.
So Otto and Blake will be back. It also means that it's 4-a-side hockey with the minor penalties as opposed to majors. John Slaney to Kristich. Kristich for Perreault. Backhander smothered by Desjardins. Up the boards for Druce. Druce outlets Sean Podine. Podine's pass behind Desjardins. Eric making some dekes and then firing it up into the Kings bench. Neutral zone draw. Everyone, of course, talking about the Phantoms of the American Hockey League after their first home victory. You can catch the New Kids on Broad Street tomorrow night. Core State Spectrum is the place. The Phantoms take on the Binghamton Rangers. It's a 7 o'clock face-off. Tickets are still available, and remember, the kids' tickets just $7. So you can get tickets by calling Ticketmaster 215-336-2000.
9-3 shots in favor of the LA Kings in this period.
Remember, they played in Montreal last night.
They're supposed to be the tired hockey club.
Supposed to be tired, but they have come on like gangbusters and made a game of this game, which the Flyers led 4-1 3 or 4 minutes ago in terms of game time, but now it's 4-3. Svoboda headbanding to Brind'Amour. He finds Leclerc. Leclerc tripped up, gets up, takes the shot as he's knocked down, and it dribbles wide. The arm is up. Penalty call. The trip was seen by Steve Walkom. It was subtle, but it affected John Leclerc as he was trying to get his step in going in on goal. And the Kings will be down, and it'll be 4-on-3 for the first minute and 11.
Well, had that trip not taken place, John Leclerc was home free. Watch the stick. Just knocked John Leclerc to the ice, and he just couldn't recover. Have to get a good shot away. So the power play will be operating for the Flyers, and boy, what a huge one it is with 6:51 left. O'Donnell hits for the penalty box. He was the guy that put the stick between the legs of John Leclerc.
6, Sean O'Donnell, 2 minutes for tripping.
You hear the call from Lou Nolan. This really has been a game of quick goals. The Flyers had 2 separated by just 20 seconds early in the second. The Kings with 2 separated by just 25 here in the third. 4-3 Philadelphia as they go to work on a 4-on-3. They send out Brind'Amour, Leclerc, Renberg, and Desjardins. There's a quartet. There's a look at the numbers. Lots of chances, just 1 power play goal. It was a Flyers tally. Desjardins can't keep the puck in. Flyers organized in the center zone. Brind'Amour loved that first pass.
Seems to be a little bit of trouble with the ice as that puck is bouncing all over the place.
It has been rolling and bouncing quite a bit tonight. Brind'Amour behind the net. Pollock got there first. Leclerc to the puck. Flyers will set up. Leclerc moves in. Back to Desjardins. Didn't want the shot. Crowd urging him to shoot, but there was no shot really there. Leclerc holding. Not a lot of movement away from the puck. Leclerc holds. Try to get it in front to Renberg. Locked off and cleared by LaPerriere. 25 seconds remaining in the 4-on-3. It'll then become a 5-on-4. The concurrent minors will end. Desjardins carries in. Rolls it deep. Leclerc tips. Desjardins watches it. Brind'Amour plays it penalty. High sticking the call on the Flyers, so we'll have some 3-on-3 hockey for 12 seconds. And then 4-on-4 and eventually a power play for the Kings.
John Leclerc pleading his case. It will go on deaf ears. Actually, I don't think John Leclerc even saw Modry coming.
John Leclerc, 2 minutes for high sticking.
And Modry ran right into the stick.
John Leclerc, Flyers, minor, high sticking.
So, a lot of ice room out there for the next 12 seconds. You don't get a look at 3-a-side hockey very often. But it won't last long. Just 12 seconds from now, Otto and Blake will return.
And John Leclerc, after he made the pass back to his defenseman, lifted the stick up. Modry ran right into it.
You're still responsible for your stick.
Yes,
though.
you are.
And Thus, LeClaire sits out as Terry Murray watches on and contemplates how his team will handle this situation. Eventually will be a power play of 59 seconds for the Kings. That is if the teams are not penalized again. And we've got a delay here due to an ice problem, or at least a problem with a net down by Garth Snow. There you see the repairman going to work.
Yeah, Jim, it's interesting you pointed out that both teams scored 2 very quick goals, and coaches will always say after you have 1 goal scored against you, you want to make sure that that next shift is one of your better ones so it doesn't happen again. Well, did not materialize tonight, as both teams were guilty of that. So for somebody that likes a lot of goals, we've had 7 of them, and there's still plenty of time for more.
3 aside for now. The Kings moving up. Big strides. The backhander by Nordstrom, and Snow had to smother that, and now stick work between Ferraro and Desjardins. Desjardins pleads to Steve Wacom, but no call is forthcoming.
Ray Ferraro, a very feisty player, 29 goal scorers last year. But Nordstrom, good speed going to that backhand. Had that puck actually hit the stick of Kevin Haller and gave Snow a little bit of trouble. Took a weird bounce.
9-2 chances in favor of Los Angeles in this 3rd period.
10-3 in shots. Well, players, they better understand that there's not going to be any easy games this year. And if you relax just a second and give a team life, makes it very interesting. And that's what's happened here. Is LA Kings, they got some life and they've taken advantage of it.
In 2 seconds, it'll become 4-on-4. Brind'Amour against Dmitry Kristich. And Kevin Haller to the puck. Turned it over to Ferraro, but Ferraro could not get a shot off. Brind'Amour back behind for Desjardins. Otto and Blake have rejoined the action. Desjardins moves up with it. Eric just backhanding it in. Slaney will chase it. Defoe, though, playing it up the boards for Ferraro. Ferraro's pass makes its way to Rob Blake. Blake surveying as he moves up. Plays to the corner, hoping for Ferraro. Desjardins outmaneuvers him. Got it ahead nicely to Druce. 3-on-2 for the Flyers. Druce to Haller. Haller carries it in. Haller swinging to the left wing. Winds it. Fires well wide. And that sets up the Kings the other way. Kristich with Ferraro joining. Kristich in to Ferraro. The shot. Score! Ray Ferraro on the 2-on-1 work to perfection. This game is tied at 4.
Now that's the chance you take when the defenseman joins the rush. And the Flyers had the 3-on-2 break. And Kevin Haller shot wide. Puck went all the way around, and that set up a transition 2-on-1 for the LA Kings with Ray Ferraro receiving the pass from Kristich. Boy, that went right over the stick of Samuelsson. What a neat little play. And then down to the backhand. Ferraro ties it up. That was a very skilled play by Kristich. Just feathering a pass over the stick of Samuelsson. He had it right along the ice, and he had to do that to get it to Ferraro. So a 3-goal comeback by the Kings.
Those 3 goals scored in a matter of 3 minutes and 24 seconds. Kristich the only assist on Ferraro's first. Odin drilled in head first. On the boards, no call. Play carries on. Kings, they've got the momentum now. Slaney rolls it around. Perreault tied up, but the puck bounces free. The power play on for the Kings. They have 42 seconds of power play time. Stevens. For Perreault, it'll bounce back to the point. Nordstrom couldn't control the bouncing puck. Nice. Nordstrom retreating with the puck now. Gets to Laperriere. Laperriere finds Slaney. John Slaney, right wing feed for Perreault. Chopped at by Therrien. Puck rolls even deeper. Brind'Amour turns, fires off the glove of Slaney out to neutral. There's 15 seconds remaining. Druce chases Nordstrom. Nordstrom gets to Laperriere, spinning and finding Perreault. Perreault will wait. Center. It skips on through to the corner. Desjardins is there. And he'll skate it up. His pass tipped onside is Brind'Amour. Fires back to full strength. Brind'Amour cross ice to Leclerc. He winds it, fires just wide. Just missed the post. Perreault just playing it through the neutral zone. There's Svoboda for Leclerc. Leclerc gets a step again. Leclerc cutting in. Goes all the way around. Stuffs it to the side of the net, and then Defoe pokes it to the corner. That was empty for a moment. Desjardins is Svoboda in front, turning. Hawerchuk shot batted away by Defoe. Renberg to it. His pass intercepted. Renberg has room. Renberg moving in. Center. It's loose. Jabbed away by Olchuk. Ferraro to the puck. Ferraro starts up. Pass to Kristich. And he is taken out of the play by Desjardins.
I'll tell you what, John Leclerc was absolutely mugged in front of the LA bench, and as he was skating, or in the net, and as he was skating towards the bench, he had a few words to referee Walkham.
Renberg wheeling in the shot. Saved Defoe shakily. And then he falls back on top of the loose disc, and he'll take the face-off. So it is picked up. The Kings with 3 straight have tied it at 4. The Flyers very nearly untied it right here. But it was Defoe making the stop.
McDonald's introduces the Crispy Chicken Deluxe. Fresh toppings and whole breast filet from a more sophisticated kind of chicken. It's McDonald's with a grown-up taste.
Pick up this week's newspaper for great deals on McDonald's new deluxe sandwiches. The Crispy Chicken Deluxe, the Grilled Chicken Deluxe, the Fish Filet Deluxe, and the Original Arch Deluxe. You'll love their grown-up taste and save money. How very adult of you.
The new Chrysler Sebring was built upon something called the Goldilocks principle.
It occurred to us that while most luxury cars were too big, most sport coupes were too small. We wanted the Sebring to be just right.
It not only has a sporty 24-valve engine and a race-inspired suspension, but it also gives you the luxury of an actual back seat.
Which means there's enough room for Goldilocks and 3 or 4 of her friends.
For the official cars of the Philadelphia Eagles, see your local Chrysler and Plymouth dealers.
Now John Leclerc takes the pass off the boards. Now he just can't cut in towards the net because another defender is coming. And on the wraparound, it came ever so close of putting it in. And then Defoe deflects it into the corner. But a good effort by John Leclerc, looking for his first goal of the year.
The crowd is up. John Leclerc looks on. Less than 3 minutes to play. 4-4 hockey game. Hawerchuk and LaPerriere. And the Kings win it. John O'Donnell. This is Dan Bylsma with the pass. Therrien then flips it up into the crowd. Coming into this game, the Flyers had allowed just 1 goal in the third period. It was an empty netter against Florida, but 3 in 3 minutes and 24 seconds by the Kings have tied this one up. Friday night is for families on Prism. Tune in every Friday night at 8 o'clock for the Prism Friday Night Family Feature. This week, Macaulay Culkin stars as the richest kid in comics, Richie Rich. Friday night family feature every Friday starting at 8 o'clock exclusively on Prism. Dale Hawerchuk looking for the puck, tipped away by Defoe. Druce has it. Druce the shot. Save Defoe. He got the left pad on it. Balloon for Hawerchuk. Lets it go. Balloon lost his stick. Kicks the puck around. Tries to kick it back behind the net. And that goes to O'Donnell. And O'Donnell outlets Bylsma. Bylsma getting playing time in a close game late. Perriere flings one across the crease. Samuelson tries his man up, and Falloon just backhands to center. 2:12 and counting in the third. Slaney had to Stevens. Stevens with a shot. Gloves by Snow. Saw it all the way. Couldn't get it by Slaney. Slaney rolls it around behind that. Dykhouse back for it. Dykhouse up the board for Otto. Could not clear again. Samolik back behind the net. Snow jabs it to the board. Dykhouse is there. Dykhouse outletting Zubris. Linus Zubris swings to the left wing. Onside play as he's bodied by Slaney. Back to the corner. Podine takes his man. Zamolikin. But the Kings play the puck up the boards. Couldn't clear it. Brind'Amour kept in, but Slaney has it. Ahead to Stevens. Kevin Stevens. Pass tipped. Grabbed by Haller. Down he goes. He's got the puck. A late jab taken by the Kings, but nothing serious will develop here.
See, the last couple of shifts, the Flyers started applying some pressure in the LA zone. It's a sense of urgency. They didn't have that when they were leading 4-1. When you let teams attack you and don't make it difficult for them to cross the blue line, it spells trouble. And LA Kings, they scored a lot of goals last year. They can be very explosive, and they gave an example of that here in this third period.
Face off to the left of Snow, won by the Kings. Blake moving in with it, winding and firing, saves Snow, the rebound loose, it bounces out. Leclaire was checked. Desjardins will lift it up over the glass and out of play. So some pressure by the Kings now. Joel Otto is leaving the Flyers bench and is heading back toward the locker room. Hasn't quite made it all the way as he's talking with John Worley, the Flyers trainer, and it appears as though he might have a shoulder, neck, back problem. Take your pick.
Now clean face-off. DiPietro, and then Blake, he just waits and waits for somebody to get in front of the net. And number 41, Grieve, who has already scored a goal in tonight's contest, got there. Made things very interesting.
80 seconds left in regulation time. Stevens out for another shift, given a rough ride by Therrien. Desjardins was knocked down, got back up after the puck. Pulls it around. Leclaire is to it. Leclaire tips to Therrien. There's Therrien, has one of the Flyers' goals, plays it diagonally into the Los Angeles zone. Nordstrom and Brind'Amour to the puck. Olczyk trying to get the puck out of there. It's Renberg. Renberg just fired it across, and the Kings will be in shape to handle that. And they outlet to Stevens. Stevens, left wing feed for Olczyk. They just play it behind the net. 42 seconds remaining. Desjardins. Pass that skips on out to the neutral zone. Kings will hammer it right back to Philadelphia. Leclaire can't handle the pass. Sean O'Donnell back. O'Donnell got it over the head of Leclaire. Ray Ferraro looking for it again. He stopped. Kristich is there though. Dmitry Kristich picks up the puck cross side for Ferraro. He missed it. Dykhouse looking for an outlet pass, and Kristich got his stick in the way of it. Kings play it in now from their side of the red line, but no icing as time winds down on regulation. And this one, the Flyers is playing it through center ice back to play it. Olczyk banking it off the boards. Leclaire, bouncer toward Defoe. That's it. For the third period, we have overtime for the first time this season with the Flyers, a 4-4 tie after 60 minutes of play. Kings storming back with 3 goals. Amolik, Grieve, and Ferraro. 3 goals in 3 minutes and 24 seconds. Back with the extra session from the Gore State Center after this.
Freshness hotline, what's the problem?
Man, my party is lame. I think I got some skunky beer.
Sir, relax. When was your beer born?
Born? What are you talking about?
It doesn't have a born on date?
A what?
Do you have any Budweiser?
No, man, you gotta help me.
Okay, remain calm, sir. We're on our way.
New Born on Dating from Budweiser, because fresh beer tastes better.
Go! Sir, put down the skunky beer and slowly back away.
Now we are at 4-4 with less than a minute left for the guys to rest before we resume play. 23 scoring chances for LA. That's a high for the Flyers giving them this year. They've kept it in the low teens, but not tonight. LA Kings also out-hit the Flyers 22-19. Had 1 fewer giveaway, and Flyers have only managed 2 shots on goal, 3 scoring chances, and 7 power play opportunities. Now, Garth Snow looked very comfortable at 4-1, and then bing, 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 and we got a 4-4 tie.
This is already the second overtime for the Los Angeles Kings. They lost to San Jose 7-6 in overtime in their second contest of the season. As we mentioned, the first foray into overtime for the Flyers this year.
And when you give up 11 scoring chances in the third period, that's what the Flyers did, and the result was 3 goals for LA. So here we go, 5 minutes.
5 minutes, sudden death. Team scores, they win. If we play 5 and nobody scores, each team gets a point And a tie, although at this point the Flyers would probably treat a tie to this game as a loss. You blow a 3-goal lead in the third, you're not going to be happy with just the 1 point. Swoboda plays a pop fly into the Los Angeles zone. They wave off the icing. Blake is back. Brindamore checks him quickly. Kings pick it up though. Perreault tips to Ferraro. Ferraro cross ice pass intercepted. Dykhouse. Dangerous play there as Kristich was right on him, but Flyers clear the zone. Brindamore sneaks the pass through to Renberg. Michael Renberg up on the left wing. Renberg stops, looks things over, pass to Brindamore, shot, he scores! They win it in overtime! Rod Brindamore's 500th NHL point. The Flyers win it 5-4 as they beat the Kings.
Rod Brindamore doesn't even want the congratulations. He was just heading for the players' bench. Well, that didn't take very long. So with the C on his left shoulder, a lot of happy fans. It's a win for the Philadelphia Flyers. Terry Murray will not be very happy about the way the team played in the third period, but all is forgiven with the victory. Another look at the victory by the Flyers with Renberg finding Rod Brindamore, and you see John LeClair, he took care of the defenseman Blake, or I'm sorry, number 4, yeah, Rob Blake, and that gave Rod Brindamore time to release the shot. So a 5-4 win for the Flyers. They are now 2-1 for the year.